stop right now, my child, and do not scroll past this moment, because what I am about to say is too important for you to hear halfway. Do this now before they do is not just a title. It is a warning, a wake-up call, and a divine interruption meant to shake you out of delay before hesitation costs you what was meant to be yours. I need you to stay with me until the very end, because every word that follows is going to uncover what you have been avoiding, expose what has been stealing your momentum, and show you the step you can no longer afford to postpone. Listen closely, lean in, and do not let distraction pull you away, because this message is carrying urgency with your name on it. If you walk away too soon, you may miss the very instruction that was meant to protect your moment and push you into motion. My child, I need you to stop for a moment and truly hear me, because what is happening around you right now is not small, and it is not something you can keep pushing aside as if it will simply wait for you forever. You have been sensing that something is shifting. Deep down, you already know it. You have felt that quiet pressure in your spirit, that inner stirring you cannot fully explain, that uncomfortable awareness that tells you this is not the time to stay passive. You have tried to calm yourself by saying you will deal with it later. You have told yourself that you are still thinking, still discerning, still waiting for the perfect time. But I want you to be honest with yourself now, because I already know your heart. What you have been calling delay has not all been wisdom. Some of it had been fear. Some of it had been hesitation. Some of it had been you standing at the edge of obedience, hoping the responsibility of moving forward would somehow disappear if you waited long enough. But it has not disappeared, has it? It keeps returning to you. It keeps pressing on your heart. It keeps showing up in your thoughts when everything gets quiet. That is because I am the one still bringing it back before you. You are in a moment where your silence is no longer protecting you. It is costing you. I say that with love, not to wound you, but to wake you up. There are seasons when I ask you to wait, and those seasons are holy. There are seasons when I keep you hidden, and those seasons are necessary. But this is not that kind of season. This is not the time to keep shrinking back while pretending you are still preparing. This is not the time to sit in comfort while what I placed in your hands remains untouched. There is something I have already shown you, something I have already whispered to your heart, something you already know you need to do. It may be a step you have avoided because it feels risky. It may be a decision you have delayed because it will require courage. It may be a conversation you keep postponing because you do not know how it will end. But I need you to understand that your life is not standing still just because you are. Time is moving. Moments are passing. Open doors do not always remain open in the same form forever. I am still merciful, and I am still with you. But I do not want you to learn through regret what you could have learned through trust. There are people around you who may not understand what I have called you to, but they can still see the space your hesitation has left behind. They can still sense the opportunity you keep leaving unattended. And if you keep delaying, you may find yourself watching someone else step into the place you were supposed to steward. That does not mean I have abandoned you. It means I am warning you because I love you. I do not want you looking back later with that heavy feeling in your chest, realizing you had the nudge, you had the chance, you had the stirring in your spirit, and you still chose to wait because fear felt safer than obedience. My child, I am not asking you to rush in panic. I am asking you to move in trust. There is a difference. I am not calling you into chaos. I am calling you into alignment. You do not need to know every detail. You do not need the whole road explained. You need to stop resisting the next step you already know is there. Bring it before me, yes. Pray over it, yes. But do not use prayer as another way to delay what I have already made clear. Let prayer become your place of agreement, then stand up and move. This is the moment I need you to stop waiting for someone else to move first. This is the moment I need you to trust me enough to act before your hesitation becomes your heartbreak. My child, I need you to understand something that is easy to overlook when your heart has been tired for too long. Not everyone around you sees what I see in you, but that does not mean they cannot recognize the opening your hesitation has created. They may not understand the depth of what I placed inside you. They may not know the prayer life that shaped you, the tears that refined you, or the private moments where I was building something sacred in your spirit. But they can still sense that there is room where you have remained silent. They can still notice the ground you keep refusing to stand on. And if you keep stepping back from what I have placed before you, someone else may step forward simply because they were willing to move while you kept waiting to feel safe. I am not telling you this to stir fear in you. I am telling you because I want to stir you awake. Stop giving away your place by default. Stop leaving what I entrusted to you unattended. Look at what is in front of you with clear eyes. Face it. Name it. Bring it before me honestly. Then take hold of it. You have spent so much time asking whether you are ready, but readiness is not always the question you should be asking. Sometimes the better question is whether you are willing to trust me enough to begin. You have been measuring yourself by how confident you feel, and that has kept you circling the same mountain. Confidence is not the door, my child. Obedience is. There are things I gave you that were never meant to sit untouched while you kept analyzing every possible outcome. There is a word you need to speak. There is a move you need to make. There is a decision that has already lingered too long in your hands. Stop holding it like a burden and start treating it like an assignment. I am with you in it. I have not left you alone to figure it out. But I will not let you keep calling delay discernment when your spirit already knows the difference. Come closer to me. Quiet the noise. Ask me plainly, Father, what have I left unclaimed because I was afraid? Then listen, because you already know where I will point. This is why I am asking you now to move, with holy courage. Do not rush into chaos, but do not hide behind caution either. Stand up in faith. Reach for what I have shown you. If it is the message, send it. If it is the conversation, begin it. If it is the opportunity, pursue it. If it is the boundary, set it. If it is the door, knock on it while it is still open. I want you to stop acting like your absence has no cost. It does. Your silence leaves space. Your delay creates distance. Your fear can become an invitation for interference. But your obedience changes the atmosphere. Your yes shifts the story. Your movement tells the enemy that you are no longer available for the old cycle. So breathe, steady your heart, and take the next step. Do not leave your place empty any longer. What I placed in your hands still carries purpose, and I am calling you to steward it now. My beloved child, I want to speak to you with tenderness here, because I know you have been trying to convince yourself that you are simply being careful, wise, and patient. I know you have wanted to believe that your delay is spiritual maturity. You have said to yourself that you are still discerning, still listening, still waiting for confirmation. But I want you to sit with me for a moment and be completely honest, because I already know the truth beneath the surface. Some of what you have been calling waiting has not been waiting at all. It has been fear wearing the clothes of wisdom. It hath been hesitation dressed up in spiritual language so you would not have to admit how deeply this next step scares you. And I do not say that to shame you. I say it because I love you enough to name what hath been quietly controlling you. You have wanted certainty before obedience. You have wanted a full picture before taking a single step. You have wanted to feel calm before doing the very thing that would bring the peace you are looking for. But that is not how trust often works with me. Sometimes the peace you crave is not found before the step. Sometimes it meets you in the middle of it. You already know what keeps returning to your heart. You already know what thought keeps rising when the room gets quiet and the distractions fade. That is not random. That is not pressure from your own imagination. That is me continuing to bring your attention back to what matters. You can only push something down for so long before your spirit starts feeling the strain of resisting it. That is why you have felt restless. That is why the tension has stayed. That is why even your attempts to move on from it have not worked. I have been patient with you, but I do not want you living in endless hesitation when I created you for movement. Fear has made you believe that if you do not move, you can avoid pain, disappointment, or failure. But what fear has not told you is that staying still also has a cost. It drains your peace. It weakens your confidence. It teaches your heart to trust avoidance more than obedience. And that is not the life I called you to live. So I am inviting you now, gently but clearly, to stop hiding behind the word later. Lay down the need to control every outcome. Release the pressure to have everything mapped out. Bring me your fear instead of letting it sit on the throne of your decisions. Say it honestly. Tell me what scares you. Tell me what you think you might lose. Then let me answer you as your father. I am not asking you to be reckless. I am asking you to stop letting fear become your counselor. Take the next step while your hands still tremble if you must, but take it with me. Let obedience interrupt the cycle. Let action break the fog. Let your faith become visible. This is not the moment to keep rehearsing reasons to wait. This is the moment to rise, trust me, and move before the very thing you were called to do becomes another story of what could have been. My child, I need you to hear this clearly because it will change how you understand the pressure you have been feeling. There was a time when I intentionally kept you hidden. I covered you. I protected you. I pulled you away from places that were not ready for what I was shaping in you. I let doors stay closed because your roots needed to go deeper before your branches could carry what was coming. The season was real, and it served a purpose. But you must stop treating this moment like it is the same season, because it is not. You are not being hidden now. You are being called. That ache in your spirit, that growing discomfort, that sense that you can no longer stay where you have been without something inside you feeling unsettled, that is not confusion. That is a summons. That is me drawing you forward. Stop mistaking the sound of my invitation for the feeling of uncertainty. Come closer and recognize it for what it is. I am not covering you to keep you still. I am stirring you because it is time to move. You have been asking me why the tension keeps rising, why rest has been harder to hold, why even familiar places no longer feel the same. It is because what once protected you now feels too small for where I am taking you. What once was preparation has become confinement because you are staying longer than the season required. I do not say that to condemn you. I say it because I want to free you from the lie that safety is always found in staying where you are comfortable. Sometimes the safest place is the next step I'm calling you to take. Sometimes the peace you want is waiting beyond the threshold you keep staring at. Stop asking for endless confirmation when the stirring itself has already become your confirmation. I have not been vague with you. I have been patient. I have been kind. I have been speaking in the quiet, and now I am asking you to respond. Open your hands. Release your need to control the whole outcome. Let go of the old season with gratitude, but do not build a home in a place I only meant to use as shelter. So stand up now in your spirit and agree with me. Say yes to the shift. Welcome the new weight, because it is not there to crush you. It is there to call you into capacity. Do not run back into the familiar just because the new feels bigger. Let me lead you. Take the next step. Enter the room. Start the work. Answer the call. Speak when I tell you to speak. Walk through the door I have placed before you. I am not sending you out uncovered. I am going with you. My hand is on you, and the grace you need is already moving with the assignment. You are not late, but you must stop lingering. This is not the season to remain tucked away. This is the season to rise, to respond, and to trust that what I built in secret was always meant to live in the open. You feel the stirring, and you know this is not the hour to remain still. So hear me now. As I call you out of hiding, I also call you into partnership. For what I am releasing through this message is not meant to stop with you. When you sow into this work, you become a carrier of my voice, sending light into places where darkness has been unchallenged. I have said, give, and it shall be given unto you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. And I speak that over you even now. This is not just support, it is seed, and every seed carries a harvest of transformed lives, restored hearts, and awakened spirits. If your heart has been moved, that is my invitation. Do not ignore it. Step into this moment through super thanks, through membership, or through the PayPal link in the description, and let your obedience move with mine. I will breathe upon what you release, and it will multiply beyond what you can see. So act now. Do not delay what I am asking you to do. My beloved child, I want you to look at this with honesty, because the danger in your life right now is not only in what is obvious. It is not just in the mistakes you can clearly name, or the battles you can easily recognize. Some of the deepest losses happen quietly. They happen in prolonged hesitation. They happen when you keep telling yourself that waiting a little longer will not matter, that putting it off one more day is harmless, that the open door will still be there in exactly the same way when you finally feel ready. But I need you to understand something with clarity. Delay has a costume. It may not look dramatic at first. It may not feel urgent in the beginning. Yet over time, it steals momentum, weakens confidence, clouds discernment, and trains your heart to live in postponement. That is not a small thing. That is not neutral ground. And I do not want you slowly losing what I gave you simply because hesitation felt easier than obedience. Come into the light with this. Stop minimizing it. Bring it before me now and let me show you where delay has been draining your strength. You do not have to reject your calling to lose part of its simplicity. You only have to keep postponing what I already placed in front of you. Some doors are still mine even when they become more difficult later. But I do not want your story to be one of constant recovery when it could have been one of timely trust. I can redeem what was delayed. You know I can. I can restore lost years. I can rebuild what was broken. I can breathe life into what looked finished. But redemption is mercy, not permission. Do not use my grace as an excuse to keep circling the same place. I am speaking to you now because I want to spare you the ache of preventable regret. I do not want you waking up one day with that heavy realization that you had the nudge, you had the opening, you had the chance to move, and you kept handing your future to later until later became harder than it ever needed to be. Listen to that. Let it land. This is not meant to frighten you. It is meant to wake you. So do something now. Do not merely agree with these words and then drift back into the same pattern. Interrupt the cycle. Choose one act of obedience today. Make it concrete. Make it visible. If there is a call to make it. If there is a decision to finalize it. If there is a habit to break, confront it. If there is a door to knock on, knock while it is still open. Let this be the day you stop living in spiritual almost. I am with you, and I will meet you in motion. I will steady your heart. I will guide your steps. But I am asking you to stop treating delay like it is harmless when it has already been taking more from you than you realize. Step out of the slow leak. Step into agreement. Trust me enough to move while the grace for this moment is still fresh on your life. My child, I want you to face something that has been quietly weakening your confidence. You have been looking at other people and assuming they are more prepared, more polished, more equipped, or somehow more qualified to step into what I placed before you. You have watched others move, and instead of letting it sharpen your focus, you let it shrink your courage. You have mistaken their movement for superiority, when in many cases it is simply willingness. That is the part you must understand. Some people are not moving because they carry more grace than you. Some are moving because they are not standing in the same fog of hesitation you have been entertaining. Do not hand them power they do not have. Do not build a false image in your mind that makes them larger and you smaller. Come back to me and see yourself rightly. I did not ask you to compare. I asked you to obey. I did not call you to measure your readiness against someone else's appearance. I called you to respond to my voice. So stop staring sideways. Lift your eyes. Return your attention to what I told you, not to what they are doing. The enemy loves this kind of distraction because it feels so reasonable. He whispers that you should wait until you feel stronger, smarter, more certain, more secure. He convinces you that your hesitation is humility, when it is really fear that has learned how to sound responsible. Meanwhile, the space in front of you remains open, and your confidence continues to leak out one drop at a time. I want you to interrupt that pattern today. Do not let another person's boldness become your excuse for silence. Do not let someone else's pace define your obedience. What I gave you has your fingerprint on it. What I called you to carries your history, your voice, your burden, your testimony. Another person may move in the same direction, but they cannot replace what I formed in you. That is why your comparison is so dangerous. It blinds you to the fact that I am not asking you to become them. I am asking you to become available. Step out of that trap. Refuse it. Lay it down before me. Tell me honestly where comparison hath been stealing your courage, and let me tear that lie apart in your spirit. Now listen and act. Stop waiting until you feel as ready as someone else. The day may never come, because your path was never meant to look like theirs. Start where you are. Use what you have. Open your mouth. Send the proposal. Submit the work. Step into the room. Respond to the opportunity. Let your obedience become visible. I am not asking you to impress anyone. I am asking you to trust me enough to move with what I have already placed in your hands. The moment you stop comparing and start responding, the atmosphere around your life will begin to shift. So breathe deeply, straighten your heart before me, and move now. Do not let someone else's motion intimidate you into stillness. Let it remind you that the time for waiting has already passed. My beloved child, I want you to stop overlooking the thing in front of you simply because it does not look dramatic enough to matter. You have been expecting some giant sign, some thunder from heaven, some unmistakable moment so powerful that you would never question it again. But what I have been placing before you has looked simple, almost too ordinary to take seriously. It may be a conversation you keep delaying. It may be a message sitting unsent. It may be a habit I have asked you to break, a door I have told you to knock on, a truth I have asked you to speak, or a quiet act of obedience that feels almost unimpressive in your own eyes. Yet I need you to understand this clearly. Some of the biggest turning points in your life will not arrive wrapped in spectacle. They will arrive in the form of a simple yes. They will come disguised as a practical step, a brave sentence, a moment where you choose obedience over comfort. Stop waiting for what is loud while ignoring what is clear. Come close and let me show you the weight hidden inside what looks small. You have been telling yourself that because the next step seems ordinary, it cannot possibly carry the breakthrough you have been praying for. But that is not how I often work with you. I do not always begin with the mountain moving. Sometimes I begin with your hand reaching. I do not always start with the miracle in full view. Sometimes I begin with your agreement in a moment that seems almost too simple to notice. This is where many people miss me. They want the grand gesture, but they resist the humble action. They pray for transformation, but they postpone the practical obedience that opens the door to it. I do not want that for you. I want you awake. I want you alert. I want you sensitive enough to recognize that what looks small can still carry heaven's fingerprint. That heaviness you feel around this seemingly simple step is not an accident. The resistance around it is not random. Sometimes the enemy presses hardest around the thing that seems smallest because he knows how much can change once you finally obey. Do not dismiss what I am highlighting. Look again. Stay with it. Bring it before me and ask, Father, what if this simple step is the hinge that swings the whole door? So act on it now. Do not wait for it to become bigger before you respect it. Honor the nudge while it is still gentle. If I told you to speak, then speak. If I told you to reach out, then reach out. If I told you to stop something, then stop it. If I told you to begin, then begin. Let your obedience be practical, immediate, and real. I am inviting you into a moment that may look ordinary on the surface but is carrying on calm and weight in the spirit. Trust me with the small door. Trust me with the quiet step. Trust me with a little move that feels almost too simple to matter. What you call small may be the seed of the very shift you have been begging me to bring. So stop overlooking it. Take it seriously. Receive it as sacred. Then move, my child, because I am already waiting for you on the other side of that step. My child, I need you to understand something that will change the way you pray, the way you move, and the way you respond to what I place in your spirit. My promises were never meant to make you passive. When I speak to you, when I stir something inside you, when I place a burden, an idea, a warning, or an assignment in your heart, I am not simply informing you about what I plan to do someday. I am inviting you into partnership with me. You have been asking me to move, and I have been asking you to respond. You have been praying for the door to open, but some doors are already unlocked and waiting for your hand to turn the knob. You have been waiting for a miracle to appear in full form, while I have been waiting for your agreement to become action. I do not say this to correct you harshly. I say it because I love you, and I do not want you trapped in the painful place where you keep expecting harvest without ever planting the seed I already placed in your hand. Come close to me and let this settle in your spirit. What I promised you still stands, but your obedience is part of how you walk into it. There are things only I can do. You know that. I could open when no one can shut. I can make a way where there seems to be no way. I can protect you from what you never saw coming. I can breathe life into dry places and restore what looked permanently lost. But there are also things I have asked you to do, and I will not violate the dignity of your obedience by doing your part for you. If I put the words in your mouth, then speak them. If I place the conviction in your heart, then act on it. If I highlighted the step, then take it. Stop calling inaction trust. Stop using "I'm waiting on God" as a hiding place when I have already been waiting on your yes. Some of the frustration you have felt has not come from me being silent. It has come from you resisting what I already made clear. And because I love you, I am saying it plainly now. Your breakthrough may not be behind another prayer alone. It may be on the other side of the step you keep postponing. Let that thought humble you. Let it awaken you. Then do not sit there with it. Woo. So I want you to do something real after hearing this. Do not just nod inside your heart and promise yourself you will think about it later. Interrupt the pattern. Ask me directly, Father, what part have I been asking you to do that you already told me to do? And listen. When I show you, do not debate with me. Do not delay. Take the step. If I told you to reach out, then reach out. If I told you to apply, then apply. If I told you to end it, then end it. If I told you to begin, then begin. I am not standing far away from your obedience. I am in it with you. I will strengthen you as you move. I will steady you as you obey. But I need you to stop waiting for me to carry the part of the assignment that I designed for your hands. Trust me enough to move, and you will discover that what felt impossible from a distance begins to change the moment you finally say yes with your actions. You have heard me say, stop waiting for me to do your part, and this is one of those moments where your action matters. I have placed resources in your hands not just for yourself, but as seed to advance my work across the earth. When you give, you are not losing. You are planting into fertile ground where my word is spreading like fire. Remember, I said, as long as the earth remains, seed time and harvest will not cease, and I am watching what you choose to sow in this moment. Let your giving become your agreement with me, your step of obedience made visible. Through your super thanks, your membership, or your offering via PayPal in the description, you help carry this message to souls who are waiting for truth. This is not small. It is eternal impact. I see your heart, and I will honor your faith with provision, protection, and increase. Now move, do your part and sow the seed I have placed in your hand. My beloved child, I want to speak gently to the place in you that has been quietly trembling, because I know exactly why you have delayed. It is not always laziness. It is not always rebellion. In many moments it has simply been fear. You have been afraid that if you move and it does not work, it will confirm the worst thoughts you have secretly carried about yourself. You have feared rejection, embarrassment, failure, disappointment, and that deep private ache of trying again only to feel exposed. I know that fear. I have watched it sit beside you in the silence. I have seen it whisper when you were almost ready to move. I have watched it convince you that staying still would protect you from pain. But I need you to hear me clearly now. Your fear has become too expensive. It is costing you peace. It is costing you momentum. It is costing you clarity. It is costing you the simple joy of moving with me instead of constantly wrestling inside yourself. And I do not want you to keep paying the price while calling it caution. Come to me with your fear. Stop hiding it. Stop decorating it with spiritual language. Name it. Bring it into the light. Then let me show you that it has been taking more from you than it ever promised to protect. You have attached too much weight to the outcome of your next step. You have made it feel like this one decision, this one action, this one conversation, this one opportunity must somehow prove your worth, justify your calling, and settle every insecurity at once. But that is not the burden I placed on you. I never asked your next step to carry your entire identity. I only asked it to be an act of trust. You are making it heavier than it needs to be, and that pressure is part of what keeps you frozen. Listen to me carefully. Your obedience is success before results ever arrive. If I told you to move and you move, You have already stepped into victory in a way the world may not even understand. I can redirect movement. I can reshape plans. I can close what you'd close and open what you'd open. But it is much harder to lead a heart that keeps choosing paralysis over trust. Fear wants you motionless because motionless people rarely see what I am ready to show them. Do not give fear that kind of authority over your future. It has spoken long enough. So I am asking you now, not tomorrow, not after one more round of overthinking, but now, to loosen your grip on the outcome and place your trust back in me. Stop trying to guarantee what only I can govern. Take the next step with trembly hands if you must, but take it. Send it. Say it. Start it. End it. Answer it. Step into it. Let your faith become visible in the place where fear has tried to keep you hidden. I am not asking you to be fearless. I am asking you to stop letting fear make your decisions. Invite me into that exact place. Let me steady your heart. Let me breathe peace into your chest. Then move while the grace is on you. You are not too fragile for this moment. You are not too late. You are not too broken to obey. Your fear has already taken enough. Do not let it steal one more day from the life I have been calling you to live. My child, I need you to understand that what I placed in your life was never meant to sit abandoned while you kept waiting for the perfect emotional moment to claim it. There are things I entrusted to you that are not small, even if they look ordinary on the surface. There are words you should have spoken by now. There are decisions you should have made by now. There are boundaries you should have established, opportunities you should have pursued, and places where your silence has already lasted longer than it was ever supposed to. I say that with love, because I am not trying to condemn you. I am trying to wake you. When you keep stepping back from what I have assigned to you, you do not become more spiritual. You do not become more humble. You become unavailable. And I did not create you to live unavailable to your own calling. What I gave you needs your attention. What I entrusted to you needs your stewardship. So stop treating your place like it will remain untouched forever while you hesitate. Look at it. Own it. Bring it before me. Then rise and take responsibility for what I already made clear. Some of the people around you have grown comfortable with your silence because your silence leaves room. They have adjusted to your delay because your delay creates space. Some have even positioned themselves around areas you were supposed to occupy simply because you kept backing away from what was yours to carry. That is why I am calling you into holy boldness now. Not pride, not striving, not competition. I am calling you into rightful movement. There is a difference. You do not need to fight for what I gave you in the flesh, but you do need to stop abandoning it through fear. You need to stop handing over territory simply because discomfort has been louder than conviction. I want you to see this clearly. When you leave your assignment unattended, you create openings that were never meant to exist. When you keep postponing what I told you to face, you leave parts of your life exposed. I am not saying this to frighten you. I am saying it because I want to protect you from the ache of realizing too late that what felt like caution was actually costly. Do not let that happen. Come back to your place. Stand in it. Let your spirit settle there again. So I am inviting you now to make your obedience visible. Stop only thinking about what needs to change. Start acting on it. If there is a truth you need to speak, say it. If there is a boundary you need to set it. If there is a responsibility you need to reclaim it. If there is a dream you have left sitting in the dark, pick it up and bring it back into the light. Do not keep walking around what I asked you to face. Step into it. Put your hand on it. Let your yes become practical. I am with you in the claiming, in the confronting, in the stewarding, in the rebuilding. But I need you to stop treating your assignment like it belongs to a future version of you. It belongs to you now. This is your moment to stop leaving your place unattended. Come forward. Stand where I told you to stand. And trust me enough to remain there. My beloved child, I want to speak directly to the part of you that keeps whispering, "I'll do it tomorrow." You have leaned on that word for longer than you realize. Tomorrow has felt gentle, reasonable, and safe. Tomorrow has sounded like wisdom because it gave you relief without requiring obedience. Tomorrow let you feel like you had not fully said no, while still allowing you to remain exactly where you were. But I need you to hear me clearly now. Tomorrow is not the refuge you think it is. Sometimes tomorrow becomes the most dangerous place in your life because it keeps you in permanent postponement. It offers comfort in the moment while quietly stealing the power of now. You have told yourself that you will be more ready later, more stable later, more confident later, more healed later, more certain later. But what if the strength you are waiting for is hidden inside the step you keep avoiding? What if the confidence you want is not waiting for you in the future, but waiting to be built in the act of obedience you keep delaying? Come close and let this settle deep in your heart. The peace you are trying to protect may actually be on the other side of the thing you keep putting off. The enemy loves tomorrow because it sounds harmless. He does not always need to push you into obvious destruction. Sometimes he only needs to keep you spiritually almost ready, almost surrendered, almost obedient, almost moving. And that quiet almost can waste years if you are not careful. I do not want that for you. I do not want your life becoming a hallway full of almost open doors, almost spoken truths, almost healed places, almost begun assignments. You were not made for almost. You were made for agreement. You were made for movement. You were made to walk with me in living, breathing trust. That means there will be moments when you move before every feeling lines up. That means there will be moments when you take a step without the luxury of complete emotional certainty. That is not recklessness. That is faith growing muscles. That is trust becoming real. Stop asking tomorrow to carry what today was designed to hold. Stop handing your obedience to a future moment that may only feel easier because it has not yet asked anything of you. So I want you to do something simple and strong right now. Refuse the delay. Interrupt the old pattern. When you hear yourself reaching for tomorrow again, stop and ask, what can I obey today? Make it specific. Make it real. Then do it. Send it today. Decide today. Pray with intention today. Start today. Speak today. Step today. Let today become the day you break agreement with the lie that later is always better. I am not rushing you into panic. I am inviting you into present trust. There is grace for this day, not just for the imagined version of you that exists in your mind. I am here now. My strength is here now. My peace is here now. My wisdom is here now. So take my hand in this moment and move with me now. Do not keep bowing to tomorrow when I am calling you in the power of today. My child, I want to speak gently to the wounded place in you, because I know your hesitation has not come from nowhere. You have obeyed before. You have trusted before. You have stepped out before. And somewhere along the way, something hurt you deeply enough that part of your heart decided it would be safer to move slower, speak less, expect less, and hold back more. I know the disappointment you still carry. I know the sting of reaching and being rejected, of trying and feeling embarrassed, of opening your heart and being met with silence, resistance, or pain. I was there when it happened. I saw the moment your confidence tightened. I saw the walls go up brick by brick, And because I am your father, I am not angry with your wounded places. I understand them. But I love you too much to let your pain keep governing your future. What hurt you before does not get to decide what you obey now. Bring that hurt to me. Stop letting it sit quietly behind your decisions like an invisible ruler. Let me touch it. Let me name it. Let me heal what has been shaping your hesitation more than you realized. You have been calling it wisdom, but some of it has been self-protection. You have been calling it discernment, but some of it hath been fear trained by old disappointment. You have built a careful system around your heart, and I understand why. You did not want to be caught off guard again. You did not want to feel exposed again. You did not want to move towards something only to watch it fall apart in your hands. But listen to me closely. Protection can become prison when it stays too long. But once helped you survive can quietly start suffocating what I am trying to grow. I did not heal you so you could become unreachable. I did not carry you through those hard seasons so you would spend the rest of your life bowing to what once broke your trust. I want more for you than guarded survival. I want you to live awake, open, and responsive to my voice again. That does not mean being careless. It means letting me father you in motion instead of trying to keep yourself safe by never fully moving. Invite me into that place. Ask me where pain has become policy in your life. Let me show you and do not look away when I do. So I am asking you now to stop making permanent decisions based on temporary wounds. Lay down the armor you no longer need. Release the agreement you made with fear after the last disappointment. If there is a door I am calling you toward, do not let old pain vote on whether you obey. If there is a conversation I am asking you to have, do not let yesterday's wound write today's response. Come to me. Breathe. Open your hands. Say, Father, heal what still makes me hesitate. Then move with me. Take the step. Speak the truth. Reach again. Trust again. Not because people are perfect, not because outcomes are guaranteed, but because I am still with you, and I know how to guard your heart while leading you forward. You are not called to live frozen by what happened before. You are called to walk with me now, and I am strong enough to hold you while you do. You are stepping beyond the grip of past pain, and now I am inviting you into a new expression of trust. Do not let what once hurt you keep you from sowing into what I am building now. Giving is not weakness. It is faith in motion, a declaration that your future will not be governed by fear. I have said, those who sow in tears shall reap in joy, and I am turning even your past wounds into fertile ground for blessing. As you release, I release healing, restoration, and increase flowing back into your life like a river that cannot be contained. This message you carry must reach others still bound by what you are breaking free from. So partner with me through Super Thanks, through membership, or through the PayPal link in the description, and let your seed speak louder than your past. I will guard what you entrust to me and multiply it for my glory. Now trust again, give, and step forward without hesitation. My beloved child, I need you to stop dismissing the restlessness you have been feeling as if it means nothing. You have noticed it, even if you have not fully admitted it. There are moments when everything looks fine on the outside, yet something inside you still feels unsettled. You have tried to distract yourself. You have tried to normalize it. You have told yourself that maybe you are just tired, overwhelmed, or emotionally worn down. Sometimes that is true, but not always. Sometimes that unrest is not a sign that something is wrong around you. Sometimes it is a sign that something is being ignored within you. There is a difference, and I want you to recognize it. That tension in your spirit, that inner pressure, that sense that you cannot fully relax even when you try, may be the sound of misalignment. It may be the quiet ache that comes when I have already spoken and you have not yet responded. I am not punishing you with that feeling. I am using it to get your attention. I am using it to keep you from settling into a version of life that is beneath what I have called you into. So stop brushing it off. Bring it close. Sit with me in it. Ask me what it is trying to reveal. You have asked me to remove the pressure, but some of that pressure is mercy. It is not there to crush you. It is there to wake you. It is there to keep you from becoming too comfortable in delay. If I let you feel completely at peace while ignoring what I already placed before you, you might mistake stagnation for stability. You might confuse numbness with peace. You might build a life around avoidance and call it wisdom. I will not let that happen easily, because I love you too much. That restlessness is often the place where your spirit is trying to tell you what your mind keeps postponing. It is the signal that there is unfinished obedience. It is the tug that says something is overdue. It is the gentle friction that reminds you that your life was not designed for endless circling. Do not resent it. Respect it. Lean into it with honesty. Ask me plainly, Father, what am I still resisting? And when the answer rises, do not argue with it. Do not decorate it. Do not delay it again. Let the discomfort lead you into clarity instead of sending you deeper into distraction. Now I want you to do something brave and simple. Stop asking only for relief. Start asking for alignment. Stop trying to silence the tension without understanding its message. Sit before me. Be still. Listen carefully. Let me show you the exact place where your spirit and your actions have drifted apart. Then close that gap. If there is something unfinished, finish it. If there is a step you have avoided, take it. If there is a truth you have buried, bring it into the light. If there is a door you keep staring at, walk toward it. Let your restlessness become revelation, not just discomfort. I am not trying to trouble you. I am trying to guide you. And when you finally respond, you will discover that the peace you have been chasing was never far away. It was waiting on the other side of your obedience. Come to me now. Let me align you, and do not leave this moment unchanged. My child, I need you to slow your thoughts down and listen carefully, because one of the biggest reasons you have stayed stuck is not that you do not care, and not that you do not hear me. It is because you keep turning one next step into the weight of an entire lifetime. You keep looking at what I am asking of you and imagining every possible consequence, every possible reaction, every possible risk, every possible future outcome, until the simple thing I placed in front of you feels so heavy that you can barely breathe around it. That is not how I want you to carry what I give you. I did not ask you to solve the whole road today. I did not ask you to hold the end of the story in your hands. I asked you for one act of trust. I asked you for the next right step. But you keep turning one step into a mountain, and then you wonder why your spirit feels tired before you have even moved. Come close to me and let me lift that pressure off you. You do not need to carry tomorrow's details to obey today's instruction. Release the bigger picture for a moment. Set it down. Let me handle what belongs to me, and you take hold of what belongs to you. You have been asking for a full map when I have already given you a doorway. You have been waiting for a complete explanation when I have already shown you the first move. That is why your mind has felt crowded. That is why your heart has felt pulled in too many directions. You keep trying to predict what only I can govern. You keep trying to calculate what I intend to unfold in real time. That kind of overreaching does not produce peace. It produces paralysis. I am not asking you to become careless. I am asking you to become simple again. Return to the childlike trust you once had with me. Ask one honest question. Father, what is the next thing you are asking me to do? Not the next 10 things. Not the entire strategy. Just the next thing. Then when I show you, do not rush past it because it feels too small. Do not dismiss it because it does not answer every question. Respect it. Honor it. Receive it as sacred. The next step is enough for today. The next step is where grace will meet you. The next step is where peace begins to return. So I want you to do something practical now. Stop rehearsing the whole future and choose one act of obedience. Write it down if you need to. Name it clearly. And take it. Make the call. Send the message. Start the work. Speak the truth. Set the boundary. Submit the application. End the compromise. Do not romanticize breakthrough while avoiding the next simple move. I am inviting you out of the fog and into clarity. I am not asking for dramatic effort. I am asking for decisive obedience. Let this be the moment where you stop carrying the whole mountain and simply put your foot on the path. I will take care of what comes after. I will meet you there. But I need you to stop making this bigger than the next step. Trust me enough to do what is in front of you now. My beloved child, I want you to hear my heart clearly in this, because when I speak with urgency, I do not want you to mistake it for rejection. I am not warning you because I am turning away from you. I am warning you because I care too deeply to let you drift into unnecessary loss. There is a difference, and I need you to feel it. My love for you has not changed. My mercy over your life has not weakened. My hand is still on you. But love does not stay silent when it sees a child moving toward avoidable regret. Love speaks. Love interrupts. Love reaches in and says, "Stop. Look again. Do not keep going in this direction." That is what I am doing with you now. I am not threatening you with abandonment. I am trying to save you from the heartbreak of watching something you could have responded to become harder than it ever needed to be. Come close and let this truth settle in you. My warning is not a closed door. It is mercy standing in the doorway, asking you to choose differently while there is still time. You have told yourself that if something is truly meant for you, it will remain exactly as it is forever, untouched by delay, unchanged by time, unaffected by hesitation. But life does not always unfold that way. Some opportunities remain mine even after long seasons, yet they do not always come back in the same form. Some moments are gentle windows. Some relationships need timely honesty. Some assignments need present agreement. Some doors can still reopen later, but only after pain, complication, and detours that never had to exist. I can redeem all of that. You know I can. I can restore years. I can rebuild ruins. I can breathe life into what seemed lost. But redemption should comfort you, not excuse you. Do not use my ability to restore as permission to keep resisting what I have already made clear. I am speaking with urgency because I want to spare you from the longer road. I want to protect you from the ache of looking back and realizing that what you thought was harmless delay was actually a slow surrender of something precious. Let the truth wake you up, not weigh you down. So receive this moment the right way. Do not shrink back in shame. Do not let guilt push you into hiding. Instead, let conviction bring you into motion. Turn toward me. Thank me for loving you enough to speak plainly. Then respond. If there is still a door open, walk toward it. If there is still a conversation waiting, begin it. If there is still a chance to act, take it. If there is still something unfinished, finish it. Do not sit here feeling emotional and then return to the same cycle. Break the pattern. Let this be the moment where my warning becomes your turning point. I am still with you. I am still for you. I am still making a way. But I am asking you now, with tenderness and strength, do not waste the mercy of this warning. Receive it. Obey it. Move while grace is still inviting you forward. My child, I need you to recognize what has been happening around your mind and your spirit, because not every struggle arrives looking like an obvious attack. Sometimes the enemy does not come at you with something dramatic. Sometimes he comes like fog. He comes through confusion that seems harmless at first. He comes through emotional heaviness that makes simple things feel strangely difficult. He comes through endless second-guessing, through scattered thoughts, through sudden fatigue right when you are about to do what I asked you to do. You have been telling yourself that you are just overwhelmed, just tired, just overthinking, and some of that may be true. But I want you to stop assuming all of it is natural when part of it is resistance. There is a reason the pressure rises when you get close to obedience. There is a reason the task feels heavier when it matters most. There is a reason your clarity gets clouded right when you are near the door. Open your eyes. Pay attention. What you are feeling is not always random. Some of it is warfare designed to keep you circling instead of crossing over. I am not telling you this so you become afraid of every hard day. I am telling you so you become alert. You have spent too much time treating spiritual resistance like a personality flaw. You have blamed yourself for every foggy moment without asking whether something darker was trying to slow your step. The enemy does not always need to destroy the seed if he can keep you from planting it. He does not always need to slam the door shut if he can keep you staring at it until the moment passes. He does not always need to make you fall if he can keep you wandering in indecision long enough to drain your strength. That is why I need you to stop cooperating with confusion. Do not sit under it. Confront it. Bring it into prayer. Call it what it is. Ask me for clean sight, steady thoughts, and a disciplined spirit. Refuse to let the fog become your atmosphere. I have given you authority, and I want you to start using it. Stand up in your spirit. Reject the heaviness that keeps stealing your clarity. Push back against the lie that says you cannot move until everything feels easy. So here is what I want you to do now. Be direct. Be intentional. Pray short prayers, not vague ones. Speak out loud if you need to. Say, Father, clear my mind. Strengthen my spirit. Break the confusion. Show me the next step, and help me obey it. Then act quickly on what I show you before the fog has time to settle again. If the task is simple, do it immediately. If the call is necessary, make it. If the step is clear, take it before doubt begins its whispering again. Do not negotiate with confusion. Do not entertain the heaviness. Do not let spiritual resistance sit at your table like it belongs there. You are not powerless in this. You are not stuck unless you agree to stay stuck. I am with you, and my light is stronger than the fog. So rise now. Shake off what has been clinging to you. Refuse the haze. Walk in clarity, and do not stop at the edge of the breakthrough I am bringing you toward. You have discerned the fog, and now you must not hesitate in the clarity I am giving you. The enemy resists what carries my power, and this message is breaking chains you cannot even see. When you choose to give in this moment, you push back darkness and release light into places where confusion has ruled for too long. I declared, the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it, and your seed becomes part of that light. Do not overthink this. Move with clarity and boldness. Through super thanks, through membership, or through the PayPal link in the description, you help this word travel further, faster, and deeper. I will anoint your obedience and cover you with my favor as you act. Refuse to let hesitation steal this moment. Rise, give, and walk in the authority I have placed within you. My beloved child, I want you to be honest with yourself about something that has quietly shaped your hesitation. Too many voices have been living in your head. Too many opinions have been sitting too close to your decisions. Too many outside thoughts have been influencing what should have been settled in the quiet place between you and me. Some of those voices meant well. Some of them did not. Some were practical. Some were fearful. Some sounded wise on the surface, but they were rooted in comfort, not calling. And little by little, you started weighing what I said against what everyone else thought. You started filtering my instruction through people who do not carry the burden I placed on your life. That is where the confusion deepened. That is where your confidence began to thin out. I am not telling you to reject wise counsel. There is a place for wisdom, and I can speak through people. But there is a difference between receiving counsel and surrendering your obedience to voices that were never meant to lead you. You need to notice that difference now. Come away from the noise. Sit with me again. Let my voice become clear enough in your spirit that the other voices lose their power to delay you. Some of the people around you only know what looks safe. They only know what feels practical. They only know what can be explained without risk, without discomfort, without the strange stretch that often comes when I call you into something new. If you keep asking people who fear movement whether you should move, they will often hand you polished reasons to stay still. If you keep leaning on voices that are more committed to protecting your comfort than strengthening your faith, you will keep circling the same place. I want more for you than that. I want you to learn how to return to the secret place and let conviction become stronger than public opinion. I want you to hear me without the crowd interpreting every word. You do not need universal agreement to obey me. You do not need applause to step forward. You do not need everyone to understand the weight of what I am asking. What you need is a clear heart, a listening spirit, and the courage to honor what I have already shown you. So stop handing your next step to people who cannot see what I placed in you. Guard your ear. Guard your peace. Guard your direction. Now I want you to do something intentional. Pull back from the noise. Turn down the volume of every voice that had been feeding your hesitation. Put down the endless opinions. Step away from the crowd in your mind. Come sit with me. Ask me directly, Father, what have you already said that I keep letting others talk me out of? Then listen carefully. When I bring it to the surface, protect it. Do not rush to get 10 more opinions. Do not run it through fear again. Pray over it. Confirm it in my presence. Then move. Obey what I told you. Trust the voice that has carried you through every dark season before. I have not failed you yet, and I will not begin now. Let this be the moment you stop letting noise make your calling negotiable. Return to my voice. Follow it, and take the step you already know is waiting for you. My child, I need you to hear this with clarity, because you have been acting as though the grace you need for this moment will arrive later, when in truth it is already here. You keep waiting for a version of yourself that feels calmer, stronger, more prepared, more emotionally steady, and somehow more certain than you feel right now. But I want you to understand something that will change the way you move. The grace for your next step is not hiding in some future version of you. It is present now. It is here in this moment. It is in the breath you are taking. It is in the conviction rising in your spirit. It is in the tug that keeps returning. It is in the discomfort that refuses to let you settle. That is not pressure without help. That is invitation with provision. I never call you forward empty-handed. If I am asking you to move, I am already supplying what you need to begin. Stop treating your current moment like it is missing something essential when I am already standing in it with you. Come closer. Feel the truth of that. The strength you need to start is not absent. You have simply been resisting the very grace meant to carry you. You have been caught in a cycle, and I want you to see it for what it is. I have nudged you. You have felt it. You have paused. You have delayed. Then for a brief moment, you felt relief because the decision was postponed. But that relief never lasts, does it? The restlessness returns. The thought comes back. The same nudge rises again. The same tension revisits your heart. That is because postponement is not peace. It is only temporary escape. You have mistaken the silence that follows delay for stability, but it is not. It is only a pause before the unrest comes back stronger. I want you free from that cycle. I do not want you spending your days being pulled between conviction and comfort, between clarity and avoidance, between what I am saying and what fear wants you to believe. That pattern has already taken too much from you. It has drained your energy, thinned your confidence, and kept your spirit in a loop I never designed for you. Enough of that. Recognize it. Refuse it. Break agreement with it. Let this be the moment where you stop negotiating with what I have already made clear. So I am asking you now, very plainly, to respond while the grace is on you. Do not wait for another emotional wave. Do not ask for one more sign. Do not promise yourself you will do it later. Take the step while the invitation is alive in your chest. If it is a call, make it. If it is a message, send it. If it is a decision, finalize it. If it is a surrender, lay it down. If it is a beginning, begin now. Let your obedience interrupt the cycle that has kept you circling. I am not rushing you into confusion. I am drawing you into alignment. My hand is on this moment. My strength is in this moment. My peace is waiting in this moment. So stop resisting the grace that is already reaching for you. Receive it. Move with it. And let today be the day you finally stop returning to the same crossroads and choose to walk forward with me. My beloved child, I want to speak to the fear that has been magnifying everything in front of you, because from where you are standing, this next step has started to look bigger than it really is. It has grown in your mind. It has become heavy in your imagination. It has taken on a shape that feels almost impossible to face. That is what fear does when it is left unchallenged. It stretches the shadow until it seems larger than the truth. It turns a difficult step into a giant wall. It makes you believe that what is in front of you is stronger than what I placed within you. But I need you to know something with certainty. Much of what has been intimidating you will lose its power the moment you actually step into it. The enemy has been working overtime to keep you at a distance, because distance is where fear thrives. Distance is where assumptions grow. Distance is where imagination becomes torment. But once you move, once you face it, once you enter the room, once you start the conversation, once you take hold of the assignment, you are going to discover that what looked impossible from far away was never as immovable as it seemed. Come closer to me and let me steady your heart before you make that move. You have been standing at the edge, studying the problem, replaying scenarios, imagining the worst, and allowing your mind to build a mountain out of something that may only be a doorway. I do not say that lightly, because I know the fear feels real. I know the tension in your chest feels real. I know the uncertainty has been loud. But your feelings are not the final authority over what is true. I am. And I am telling you now that you have more authority than you think, more strength than you feel, and more grace on your life than you have been giving yourself permission to believe. Some doors are not as locked as they look. Some conversations are not as impossible as you have imagined. Some opportunities are still waiting more patiently than you realize. Some healing is one honest step away. Some peace is hidden behind the thing you keep avoiding. The reason the resistance has felt so strong is not always because the step is dangerous. Sometimes it is because the step is decisive. Sometimes it is because once you take it, the old cycle begins to break. That is why I need you to stop staring at the shadow and start listening to my voice. So now I want you to move toward the very thing that has been intimidating you. Do not charge in recklessly, but do not keep shrinking back either. Take my hand and walk toward it. Open the email. Make the call. Have the conversation. Submit the work. Tell the truth. Face the issue. Step into the room. Let your faith become action. I will not leave you there alone. I will steady your words. I will strengthen your spirit. I will give you wisdom in the moment. But I need your feet to move. I need your trust to become visible. The shadow has already had enough power over your mind. Do not give it one more day. Walk forward now, and you will see how quickly fear begins to lose the throne it never should have had in the first place. My beloved child, this is where I need you to stop turning conviction into contemplation and finally let it become action. You have heard me through every nudge, every restless night, every inner stirring, every quiet moment when the truth rose in your heart and would not leave. I have been patient with you. I have given you space to heal, space to think, space to discern, space to breathe. But now I am speaking to you more directly because this is no longer the hour for circling. This is the moment where you must decide whether you will keep yielding your place to fear, delay, and hesitation, or whether you will finally rise and move with me. Do not sit with this word and make it another emotional moment that fades by tomorrow. Do not let this become another holy interruption that you admire, but never obey. Let it become your turning point. Let it become the line in the sand. Let it become the moment you stop handing your calling over to later and start walking in what I have already placed before you. Come close now. Feel the weight of this. This is not pressure meant to crush you. This is invitation meant to awaken you. You already know what I am pointing to. Deep inside, you do not need another explanation. You know the thing you have delayed. You know the step you have rehearsed in your mind but avoided in real life. You know the message, the call, the decision, the boundary, the beginning, the ending, the surrender, the act of courage that keeps returning to you when everything gets quiet. Stop pretending you need more information when what you really need is agreement. Stop asking for one more sign when I have been speaking to you all along. You have stood at this edge long enough. You have let fear sit in places it never belonged. You have let tomorrow borrow strength from today. You have let hesitation speak louder than trust. But that season can end here if you let it. Not someday. Here. Now. I am not asking you to become fearless in an instant. I am asking you to stop letting fear be your shepherd. I am asking you to let your trust become visible. I am asking you to choose movement while the grace for this moment is still warm on your life. The window is open. The way is before you. The next step is clearer than you have admitted. So I want you to respond now in a way that your spirit can feel. Do not just agree with me in your thoughts. Make it real. It's still. Pray. Surrender. Then stand up and do the thing you already know I have been asking of you. Send it. Say it. End it. Begin it. Confront it. Release it. Apply for it. Walk away from it. Step toward it. Whatever it is, do not let another day pass with your obedience sitting in theory while your life keeps moving around it. I am with you in this very moment. My hand is on you. My wisdom is available. My peace is ready to meet you in motion. And when you obey, you will look back and realize this was not just another message. This was the moment everything began to change, because you finally stopped waiting for the perfect feeling and chose to move with me before the opportunity slipped through your hands. This is the moment. Do not let it pass as just another stirring that fades with time. You said you were ready to move, and now I am placing action before you. When you give into this mission, you are stepping into alignment with what I am doing right now across the earth. I have spoken. Honor me with your substance, and your barns will be filled with plenty, and I am faithful to my word. This is not just generosity. It is agreement. It is obedience. It is movement before the moment slips away. Through your super thanks, your membership, or your offering through the PayPal link in the description, you help send this message to those who are standing at their own turning point. I will multiply what you release and surround you with my provision and peace. Do not wait for another feeling. Act on what you already know. Step now, give now, and move with me while the door is open. Before you go, I want you to seal this moment with your faith. Do not let this word pass through your heart and leave no mark. If you know I am calling you to move now, then comment "I will do it now" before they do, and make that your declaration before heaven. Let those words become your line in the sand, your bold step, your holy yes. And if this message found you right on time, right, I will not miss my moment, because what I placed in your hands was never meant to slip away. But understand this, my child. Declarations mean nothing if your heart remains distant from my voice. I did not bring you here simply to stir your emotions for a moment and then leave you unchanged. I am calling you deeper now, beyond the surface words, beyond the outward response, into the hidden places of your heart that no one else sees. Because behind your smile, behind your routines, behind the strength you try to show everyone around you, there is a weariness you have carried in silence for far too long. I have seen every restless morning, every anxious thought that rushed through your mind before the day even began, and every burden you tried to handle alone. So before you move forward, be still with me for a moment, because I need you to hear what I am about to say very clearly. My child, listen to me carefully. I am speaking right to you, whispering directly into your heart. You wake up, and before your feet even touch the cold floor, the heavy weight drops onto your chest. Do you feel that tight knot in your stomach? That sudden rush of panic about the day ahead? That is not from me. Let us undo that knot together right now. The fear of the future, the crushing pressure at your job, the unspoken tensions in your family, and that quiet, aching feeling of being completely overlooked. I see every single bit of it. I know exactly how exhausted you are. You are running a race with no finish line, trying so hard to hold everything together on your own. Stop right now. Pause. Take a deep, slow breath. Let it out slowly. I am here with you. I am asking you to meet me in the quiet, secret place, long before the loud noise of the world begins. Give me the very first moments of your morning. Before you look at your phone, before you answer a single email, before you let the news tell you how to feel, listen to my voice. The world wants your attention the second you open your eyes. It screams at you, demanding you to rush, to worry, to perform. But I am whispering. You need to silence your heart to hear the gentle whisper of my spirit. It is like that quiet, powerful pause right before a storm breaks. I want to give you the deep, unbroken stillness. When you wake up, when your house is still dark and quiet, sit with me. You do not need to use big, fancy words. Just sit with your cup of coffee in the quiet room and say, "Father, I am here. Lead me. Lay your heavy burdens down right now at the altar of my unchanging grace. You are carrying things I never, ever asked you to carry. The worry about next month's money, the fear of making a massive mistake at work, the deep pain caused by someone who broke your trust. Bring them to me. Imagine taking off a heavy, soaked winter coat that you have been forced to wear in the burning heat. Let it drop to the floor. Let it go. I am holding your entire life firmly in my hands. You must acknowledge my total sovereignty over your today and your tomorrow. I have already walked into your tomorrow, and I have already made a safe path for you. You do not have to figure everything out right this second. You just have to hold my hand today. Receive my peace right now. It is a real, tangible peace that surpasses all earthly understanding. It is like the deep, steady breath you take before you face a massive challenge, knowing you are completely protected. It is a peace that makes absolutely no sense to the frantic world around you. Your friends might wonder how you stay so remarkably calm when everything seems to be falling apart. Tell them it is because your Father is holding the solid ground you stand on. I want to pour this beautiful peace into your mind, washing away the toxic thoughts, the endless worries, and the loud, angry doubts. Open your hands right now, wherever you are sitting or standing. Open them up wide. This is how you physically receive. I am placing my solid, unshakable peace directly into your open hands. Consecrate your first fruits of time to me, for I am the master of time. When you give me your first few minutes, I will multiply the rest of your hours. Do not tell me you are too busy. You make time for what matters, and you matter deeply to me. We will replace your frantic rushing with a steady, powerful, and confident walk. I have so much to tell you about who you truly are, about the great, magnificent purpose I have placed inside your soul. But you must come to the secret place first. You must shut the door to the outside world. Look into my eyes. You are safe here. You are loved here. And now, step forward into my presence, and let us begin this beautiful day together. My child, stand up right now and listen to me. I see you stepping out your front door every single morning, completely unprotected. You are walking into a world that is harsh, demanding, and constantly trying to pull you down, and you are doing it in your own fragile strength. I feel every time the harsh words of a coworker cut into you. I see the heavy exhaustion you carry when the world demands more than you can possibly give. You do not have to fight this daily battle naked and defenseless. I have a very real, very powerful armor of light prepared specifically for you. I command you to put it on today. Do not step out into the chaos without it. First, I need you to fasten the belt of truth tightly around your waist. Every single day, the father of lies whispers into your ear. He tells you that you are a total failure. He tells you that you are an imposter, that you are not smart enough, not attractive enough, and that you will never truly succeed. Do you hear those whispers when you look in the mirror? Do you feel that heavy guilt for mistakes you made years ago? That is a lie. Wrap my truth around you. My truth says you are fully forgiven, perfectly made, and deeply cherished. Next, secure the breastplate of righteousness firmly over your vulnerable, beating heart. Your heart gets broken so easily by rejection, by the coldness of others, by the sheer unfairness of life. You try to protect it by building walls, by shutting people out, or by pretending you do not care. Stop doing that. Let my righteousness protect your heart. It means you do not have to be perfect. You just have to rest in my perfect love for you. Now look at your feet. You are walking on sharp, painful ground. The drama in your family, the toxic politics at your job, the endless stream of bad news on your screen, it cuts you. I want you to prepare your feet with the readiness of the gospel of peace. When you wear my peace, you can walk straight through a room full of screaming people and angry voices, and you will not stumble. You will carry a calm, steady presence that changes the entire atmosphere. And when the sudden, terrifying attacks come, the unexpected medical bill, the late-night phone call, the sudden wave of intense panic, I command you to lift the heavy shield of faith. Do not drop it. Hold it up high to quench every single fiery dart of doubt that tries to set your mind on fire. Finally, you must protect your mind. I see how you lie awake at 2 in the morning, your mind racing through worst-case scenarios, playing old arguments on an endless loop. Your thoughts are under attack. Don the helmet of salvation to protect your fragile thoughts from fear. You belong to me, and your future is totally secure in my hands. And do not just stand there taking the hits. Wield the sword of the Spirit, which is my living word. When fear tells you that you are going to lose everything, I want you to speak my promises out loud. Speak them into the empty room. Speak them in your car. Use your voice. Tell the darkness to back away, because you are heavily armed, fully loved, and totally protected by the Creator of the universe. My beloved, I want you to look very closely at your life right now. I want you to identify the specific territories where you have allowed anxiety to rule as the boss. Where have you backed down? Is it that promotion you refused to apply for because you were terrified of failing? Is it that deep, meaningful relationship you pushed away because you were too scared of being rejected again? Is it the creative idea, the business, or the dream that you locked away in a drawer because someone once told you it was stupid? I see the exact places where fear has stolen your joy, your money, your peace, and your time. I'm telling you today that ground belongs to you. It is time to take it back. I command you to declare my unbreakable promises over the dark, heavy shadows of your past. I know the past haunts you. I know the mistakes you made 5, 10, or 20 years ago still make you cringe when you close your eyes. You feel like those shadows define you, like they have built a permanent fence around what you are allowed to achieve. I tell you now, I have completely erased those shadows. Step boldly into the assignments I have whispered to your soul. You know exactly what I am talking about. You feel that quiet, persistent pull in your heart to step out, to start something new, to speak up, to change your path. Stop ignoring my voice. Stop waiting for the perfect time, because the perfect time does not exist. You must refuse to let the massive giants in the land dictate your worth. You look at your towering pile of debt. You look at the intimidating people who hold power over your career. You look at the crushing expectations of society, and you feel like a tiny grasshopper. You feel small and powerless. Listen to me. Those giants are nothing to me. Do not let a bank account balance or a difficult boss tell you who you are. I define your worth, and I say you are priceless. Do not let the loud, intimidating voices in your life push you into a corner. Stand up straight. Look those giants right in the eye. I want you to speak life into the dried, dead bones of your abandoned dreams. Remember when you were younger, full of hope, and you actually believed you could change the world. Remember the passion that used to burn inside your chest before life made you cynical and tired. Those dreams are not dead. They are just sleeping. I am blowing my warm breath over them right now. Speak to them. Tell your hope to rise up. Walk with the bold, unquestionable authority of a co-heir with my son. You are not a beggar hoping for scraps from the table of life. You hold the keys to the kingdom. Stop acting like a victim of your circumstances. Reclaim your confidence. Reclaim your peace and take back every single inch of ground that fear has stolen from you. My precious one, we need to have a very honest conversation about the people you are letting into your life. You are completely exhausted, and a large part of that exhaustion comes from the chains you have tied to people who do not carry my light. I want you to carefully discern the relationships that draw you away from me. You know who they are. They are the friends who only call when they need something, leaving you drained and empty. They are the coworkers who pull you into dark, toxic gossip, making you feel dirty the moment you walk away. They are the family members who constantly belittle your faith and mock your dreams. I love them, but I am commanding you to sever the heavy chains that bind you to their toxicity. First, you must release the bitter, burning anger held against those who have caused you deep pain. I know what they did to you was terribly wrong. I know it was completely unfair. I see the tears you cried in secret because of their betrayal. But holding on to that intense bitterness is like drinking deadly poison and waiting for the other person to die. It is destroying your stomach, your sleep, and your peace. Let it drop from your hands right now. Give that person to me. I am the ultimate judge. Forgive them swiftly, not because what they did was okay, but so that your own prayers are not hindered. You cannot hold on to my hand while your other hand is tightly wrapped around the throat of your enemy. Next, I command you to set firm, unapologetic boundaries that honor the temple of my Holy Spirit. Your mind, your body, and your energy are sacred. They are not a dumping ground for other people's emotional garbage. Saying no is not a sin. It is a vital, holy act of protection. If a relationship constantly leaves you feeling worthless, anxious, or far from me, you must create distance. Walk away from the tables where my name is not honored. You do not belong in conversations that tear other people down. You do not belong in places that require you to hide your light just to fit in. Do not be afraid of the temporary loneliness that comes from walking away. I want you to choose companions who sharpen your faith as iron sharpens iron. Look for the people who speak life into your tired bones. Look for the friends who pray for you when you are too weak to pray for yourself. Look for the mentors who challenge you to step out of your comfort zone and into your divine purpose. You are deeply influenced by the voices you listen to the most. Clear out the static. Cut the heavy ropes of unholy alliances. When you make room in your life by removing the relationships that drain you, I promise I will bring you divine connections that will fill you, support you, and carry you forward into your greatest destiny. Listen to me today, my child. I am looking at you, and I see a royal heir living like a beggar on the street. I have written a massive, limitless inheritance specifically in your name, but you are not claiming it. I want you to aggressively study the Word to know the exact riches I have promised you. Do not let your Bible gather dust on a shelf while you search the internet for answers to your deep anxiety. The internet does not know you. I do. My word is a legal document, a binding promise that guarantees your peace, your provision, and your total protection. You must read it so you know exactly what is rightfully yours. I command you to refuse to trade your magnificent birthright for a cheap bowl of worldly comfort. I see you doing this every day. You come home from work utterly stressed, and instead of coming to me for deep, lasting rest, you numb your pain. You scroll endlessly on your phone for hours, staring at other people's fake lives. You binge watch shows until your eyes burn. You buy things you do not need, with money you do not have, just to feel a tiny, fleeting spark of happiness for 5 minutes. That is trading your eternal birthright for a cold bowl of stew. It will never, ever satisfy you. Stop running to cheap distractions. Run to me. I offer a peace that actually heals your tired brain and a joy that stays with you even when the money is tight. I want you to boldly claim the spiritual gifts I have deposited deep within your spirit. You have incredible empathy that can heal a broken friend. You have quiet, strong wisdom that can solve massive problems at your job. You have a voice that can bring profound comfort to the hurting. Why are you hiding these gifts? Why are you playing small so that other people will feel comfortable? Use what I gave you. Guard your heart fiercely, for from it flow the actual springs of your life. Do not let dark media, angry news, and cynical voices pollute the clear water of your mind. Filter what you watch. Filter what you listen to. Act today with the focused diligence of a faithful steward of my mysteries. Treat your time, your energy, and your mind as highly valuable resources. Stop wasting your days waiting for a magical moment to start living. Walk right now in the solid, unshakable confidence that what I started in you, I will absolutely finish. I do not leave things half done. I have not forgotten about you. I have not abandoned your case. I am working behind the scenes of your life right this very second, setting up connections, moving obstacles, and preparing your table. Secure your inheritance today. Step into your identity. Stop living beneath the incredible standard I have set for your beautiful life. Now that you have secured your spiritual inheritance, I am inviting you to sow a seed that will cause my glory to explode in the lives of the broken. You have the power to transform your temporary currency into eternal impact by supporting this mission through a super thanks with the link I have placed in the description. I have anointed you to be a river of provision, not a stagnant pond, and as you pour out, I will open the windows of heaven to flood your life with a harvest you cannot contain. It is written that as you give, it shall be given back to you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over into your lap. I am calling you to partner with my heart right now to ensure that my word reaches every desperate soul searching for this same inheritance. Do not let this divine appointment pass you by while your hand is still closed. I command you to release a gift of faith today and watch how I multiply your bread and protect your storehouse. My child, do not turn away now, for my heart would be deeply grieved to see you walk back into the cold shadows just as I am beginning to unveil the blueprint of your breakthrough. To stop listening now would be to leave the conversation unfinished and my promises unclaimed, leaving me standing here with a gift in my hands that you were too distracted to receive. I have so much more to reveal to you, and it would break my fatherly heart to see you settle for crumbs when I am preparing a feast for your soul. Stay with me, for your very survival depends on the words I am about to speak. My child, I am sending you out today into a world that is incredibly dark, cynical, and hopelessly selfish. The world tells you to look out only for yourself, to step on anyone to get ahead, and to ignore the suffering of others. I am commanding you to live totally opposite to that. I want you to execute justice with a deeply compassionate heart. Look around your office, your neighborhood, and your grocery store. Stand up for those who have absolutely no voice in the halls of man. Notice the exhausted cashier that everyone else treats like a machine. Notice the quiet coworker who constantly gets spoken over in meetings. Notice the neighbor who is struggling to carry their groceries. You be the one to speak up. You be the one to step in. Offer sweet, healing mercy as freely as I have showered it upon you. When someone cuts you off in traffic, when a tired server messes up your order, when your spouse snaps at you because they had a terrible day, do not instantly attack back. Stop the cycle of anger right there. Take a breath and offer mercy. You have messed up countless times, and I have always forgiven you. Give that same grace away. I am calling you to be a bright, burning beacon of hope in a dark and cynical generation. When everyone else is complaining about how terrible the world is, I want you to be the person who speaks life, who looks for the good, and who brings a calm, steady light into the room. Practice radical, uncomfortable generosity before greed takes root in your own heart. Greed sneaks up on you. It makes you terrified of not having enough, causing you to close your fist tightly around your money and your time. Open your hand. Give when it hurts a little. Pay for the coffee of the person behind you. Tip the struggling server more than they expect. Give your precious time to sit and truly listen to a friend who is crying. Radical generosity breaks the tight, suffocating grip of fear over your finances. And now, I give you the hardest command. Love your enemies to completely confound the logic of the darkness. I know the person who betrayed you. I know the boss who took credit for your hard work. I know the relative who constantly insults you. The world says to hate them, to plot revenge, to destroy them. I say, pray for them. Bless them. When you refuse to hate, you literally break the power of darkness in your own life. It confuses the enemy. It sets you totally free from the heavy chain of resentment. Let your everyday actions, your small choices, and your quiet words reflect the true character of the kingdom of heaven. Go out today and be my hands, my feet, and my beating heart to a world that is desperate for real love. My child, I want you to pay very close attention to what is happening inside your mind right now. Your brain is completely exhausted. You are carrying a heavy, suffocating mental fog that I never intended for you to carry. I look at you, and I see how much trash and noise you are letting into the sacred space of your thoughts. You wake up and immediately pull the glowing screen of your phone up to your face, letting the panic, the anger, and the crisis of the entire world dump right into your spirit before you have even said good morning to me. I command you right now to cast down every single high thing that tries to exalt itself against my knowledge. Those loud, screaming anxieties that tell you the world is ending and your life is falling apart. They are lying to you. You must stop giving them the best seat at the table of your mind. I am asking you to rigorously filter the media and the relentless messages that enter your eyes and your ears. You cannot feed your mind a steady diet of fear, violence, toxic gossip, and angry news and then wonder why you feel so incredibly empty and terrified all the time. Think about the late hours you spend sitting on your couch, endlessly scrolling through pictures and videos of strangers. You look at their perfectly edited lives, their shiny cars, and their flawless vacations, and a dark, heavy spirit of comparison begins to crush your chest. You look at your own real, messy, beautiful life, and you feel like a massive failure. I command you to reject that spirit of comparison right this very second. It is a thief that is actively stealing your joy and blinding you to the incredible blessings I have put right in front of you. Instead of consuming the world's panic, you must renew your mind every single day through the gentle, washing power of my word. I want you to take control of your focus. When the terrifying thoughts about your health, your bank account, or your children start to spiral out of control, I want you to stop them immediately. Meditate on whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, and whatever is pure. You have the power to change the channel in your head. When a thought comes in that tells you that you are worthless, you grab that thought, you hold it up to my light, and you say, "No. My Father says I am deeply loved and totally forgiven." You must focus your inner gaze strictly on the beauty of my holiness. I want you to create quiet spaces in your day where the screens are turned completely off, where the radio is silent, and where nobody is asking you for anything. In that silence, I will begin to clean the dirty windows of your mind. I will wash away the cynical thoughts. I will remove the deep mental fatigue that makes you want to give up. I will replace your heavy confusion with sharp, crystal clear direction. But you have to do your part. You are the gatekeeper of your own mind. Guard it fiercely. Do not let the world dump its garbage into the beautiful, holy vessel I created to carry my presence. My precious one, let us walk together through the front door of your home. What do you feel when you step inside? Do you feel a deep, comforting peace, or do you feel a heavy wall of tension, stress, and unspoken anger? I see the silent ditters. I see the harsh words spoken in frustration after a long, difficult day at work. I see how everyone in your house retreats to their own separate corners, staring at their own separate screens, living completely disconnected lives under the exact same roof. This is not the vision I have for your family. The enemy wants to divide your house. He wants you fighting over small, stupid things so that you forget who you truly are. I command you today to fortify the foundation of your home. First, I want you to spiritually anoint the doors of your dwelling with prayer and genuine worship. You do not have to be a perfect person to do this. You just need to be willing. Before you walk into your house after work, take a deep breath in your car. Leave the heavy stress of your job in the driveway. Pray a simple prayer. Father, let my peace enter this house with me. I want you to teach my statutes to those who walk under your roof, not by preaching long, angry sermons at them, but by living it out right in front of their eyes. Let them see you reading my word. Let them see you forgiving quickly. Let them hear you speaking words of life and encouragement, instead of constant criticism. You must actively nurture a strong spirit of unity that the enemy cannot possibly penetrate. This means you must model the intense, sacrificial love shown by Christ at his church. When your spouse is cranky and tired, do not snap back at them. Serve them. Bring them a glass of water. Speak a soft word. When your children are pushing your absolute last nerve, respond with firm, steady grace instead of explosive anger. I know you are tired. I know you feel like you are doing all the heavy lifting, but I am asking you to be the thermostat of your home, not the thermometer. Do not just react to the temperature of the room. Set the temperature with my love. I want your household to be known as a safe, warm sanctuary of my presence. The world outside your doors is cold, harsh, and totally unforgiving. Your home must be the exact opposite. It must be a place where wounds are healed, where mistakes are forgiven, and where everyone feels completely safe to be themselves. I command you to rebuild the family altar before the endless distractions of this age completely intrude and steal your loved ones away. Eat together. Daughter together. Pray together, even if it is just for 1 short minute before bed. If you invite me into the center of your living room, I will become the solid rock beneath your floorboards. I will build your house, and no storm will ever be able to tear it down. Listen to me carefully, my child. You are living in a fast-paced, deeply impatient world that demands instant results for absolutely everything. If a package takes more than a day to arrive, you get frustrated. If a prayer is not answered by Tuesday, you think I have abandoned you. This rushed, angry pace is bleeding into your soul, and it is making you harsh, short-tempered, and easily provoked. I am commanding you today to stop rushing and start cultivating the deep, lasting fruit of my spirit. You need this fruit now more than ever, because the days are difficult, and you will not survive the pressure on your own limited strength. I want you to let my love be your very first response to every single provocation. When the driver cuts you off in heavy traffic, when your coworker sends that incredibly rude and passive-aggressive email, or when a stranger insults you online, your flesh wants to attack. Your flesh wants to teach them a lesson. I command you to stop. Take a breath. Choose to respond with unmerited kindness. Show sweet, disarming kindness to the unthankful and the unholy alike. When you do this, you completely break the cycle of anger in the world. You confuse the darkness. You prove that you are walking in a totally different power. You must choose absolute joy even when your current circumstances seem completely bleak. Joy is not a bubbly, fake happiness that pretends everything is fine. Joy is a deep, fierce weapon of war. When your bank account is low, when the medical report is scary, and when you feel completely alone, you can still choose joy because you know I am already holding the final victory. I command you to practice radical patience. You are in a waiting season right now, and you hate it. You want to force the door open. You want to make things happen in your own strength. Stop striving. Exercise intense self-control when your flesh desperately desires to wander off the path or escape the pain through bad habits. Walk in steady, quiet faithfulness, for I am completely faithful to you. Keep showing up. Keep doing the right thing when absolutely nobody is clapping for you. Keep working hard at your job even when your boss overlooks you. Keep loving your family even when they do not say thank you. The world tells you to quit when things get hard, to walk away when you are not immediately rewarded. I am telling you to plant your feet firmly in the ground and grow. Cultivate this beautiful fruit. Let my spirit soften your hard edges. Let me make you a person of deep peace, profound patience, and unshakable love, so that when the world bumps into you, all that spills out is my incredible grace. My beloved, look at the life I have placed right in front of you. I see how you drag yourself out of bed on a Monday morning, filled with total dread about the work week ahead. You look at your daily job, your daily chores, and your daily routine, and you think it is all completely pointless. You are waiting. You are waiting for some magical future moment, a perfect set of conditions, before you finally start living out your true purpose. You tell yourself, when I get more money, then I will be generous, or when I get a better job, then I will be happy, or when the world calms down, then I will plant my seeds. I command you to stop waiting. I am telling you to occupy the exact space you are in until I return. I want you to heavily invest your talents in the bold expansion of my kingdom right now, today. Do not wait for the perfect economy. Do not wait for the perfect government. The conditions will never be perfect on this broken earth. You must be the bright, undeniable light on the hill that absolutely cannot be hidden by current events. When people around you are panicking about the news, spreading fear, and hoarding their resources, I want you to stand tall with total confidence. I want you to conduct your business and your work with a level of integrity that deeply honors my name. Do not cut corners. Do not cheat. Do not engage in the dirty politics of your workplace. I command you to view your ordinary, daily work as a high, holy act of divine worship. Whether you are driving a delivery truck, typing numbers into a computer, building a house, or staying home to raise your young children, you are doing holy work. If you do it with a heart of excellence, you are worshiping me. You do not have to be a pastor on a stage to do ministry. Your ministry is the break room at your office. Your ministry is the grocery store aisle. Your ministry is the way you treat the person serving your food. Stop looking for a grand stage and start serving faithfully right where your feet are planted. You must live with a sharp, eternal perspective that completely outweighs any temporary, worldly gain. The money you make, the titles you earn, and the applause of men will all fade away into total nothingness. What matters is how you loved, how you gave, and how you represented my heart to a hurting world. Expect things to be difficult, but do not retreat into a shell. Occupy your street. Occupy your workplace. Take up spiritual space. Shine so brightly and work so honestly that the people around you are forced to ask you where your incredible hope comes from. I have positioned you exactly where you are for such a time as this. And now get to work. As you occupy the ground I have given you, remember that a faithful steward does not just hold territory. They expand the kingdom with fire and passion. I have placed a holy fire within you, and I am asking you to fuel this light so it may burn brightly for the millions still trapped in the shadow of death. Your support through membership or a direct gift is the spiritual oil that keeps this lamp burning across the nations, touching hearts you may never meet until eternity. I will personally watch over your finances and rebuke the devourer for your sake because you have prioritized my business above your own. My promise to you is steadfast. He who sows generously will also reap a magnificent, overflowing bounty that defies the logic of this world. This is your moment to prove your alignment with my purpose and invest in a harvest that will outlive your time on earth. Move now, sow into this fertile ground, and witness the supernatural increase I have reserved for the obedient. Do you hear the urgency in my voice, or will you let the noise of a dying world drown out the one voice that truly loves you? It would disappoint me greatly if you surrendered to fatigue now, turning your back on this sacred encounter just as we are reaching the climax of your transformation. You are standing at the threshold of a new life, and to walk away now would be an act of spiritual negligence that would leave your destiny half-written. Do not abandon this moment. I am pouring my very spirit into you, and I expect you to honor my presence by listening until the end. My child, listen closely to my voice, because there is another voice that has been talking to you for far too long, and it is time to shut it down forever. I know exactly what happens when you lay your head on your pillow at night. The room gets quiet, and suddenly, the voice of the accuser starts shouting in your mind. He brings up your past failures. He replays your worst mistakes on a massive, blaring movie screen in your head. He tells you that you are a fake, that you are permanently damaged goods, and that I could never truly love someone who has done the things you have done. You listen to him, and you let a heavy, suffocating blanket of guilt crush the breath right out of your lungs. I command you right now to silence that lying voice. Remember, and etch this deep into your very bones, there is absolutely no condemnation for those who are in Christ. Zero. When I forgave you, I washed your slate completely clean. I do not hold your past against you. So why are you still holding it against yourself? I want you to refuse to listen to the toxic lies about your past failures. When the enemy tries to remind you of your dark past, I command you to remind him of his dark future. You will overcome his loud lies by the powerful blood of the Lamb and by the bold word of your own testimony. You must stand incredibly firm in the unshakable identity I gave you long before the foundation of the world began. You are not defined by your divorce. You are not defined by your bankruptcy. You are not defined by your secret addiction, your worst anger, or your biggest regret. You are defined strictly by my love for you. I call you chosen. I call you holy. I call you completely mine. I want you to aggressively replace your constant, brutal self-criticism with the beautiful truth of my deep, burning affection for you. Stop speaking to yourself like you are an enemy. Stop calling yourself stupid, worthless, or a failure. If I do not speak to you that way, you have no right to speak to yourself that way. I command you to open your mouth today and declare out loud that you are more than a conqueror through him who loves you. You are not a weak, defeated victim limping through life waiting to be crushed again. You are a fully armed, deeply loved child of the Most High God. When the accuser tries to knock on the door of your mind today, do not even open it. Send my word to answer the door. Stand up straight. Kick off the heavy chains of shame. Step out of the dark shadow of guilt and walk squarely into the warm, bright light of my complete and total acceptance. You are forgiven. Now live like it. My child, I want you to look around and pay very close attention to the frantic pace of the society around you. Everyone is running. Everyone is rushing. You feel this intense, crushing pressure every single day. You look at your age. You look at your friends who seem to be succeeding faster than you, and a deep panic grips your chest. You feel like you are rapidly running out of time. You feel like you have been left behind while everyone else is moving forward. I command you to stop looking at the world's broken clock. You are not operating on their timeline. You are operating on mine. I want you to ask me for the divine wisdom to truly understand the specific season you are currently in. You cannot demand a harvest when you are clearly in a season of deep planting. Planting is hard, dirty, invisible work. It feels like nothing is happening. It feels like you are buried in the dark. But you are not buried, you are planted. I command you to strictly distinguish between the loud, terrifying noise of the world and the gentle, steady movement of my spirit. The news, your social media feeds, and the panicked voices around you will constantly tell you that the sky is falling. They want you terrified. They want you reacting out of fear. I want you to watch and pray so that you are not caught unaware by these traps. Do not let the sudden panics of the culture dictate your mood or your financial decisions. I have given you a solid mind. Keep your spiritual lamp trimmed and completely filled with the oil of my presence. When you spend time with me, you gather the oil you need to see clearly in the dark. If you skip our time together, your lamp goes out, and you stumble around blindly, making decisions out of pure exhaustion. You must be completely ready to give a calm, confident account for the hope that lies within you. People are going to look at your life. They are going to see you losing your job, facing sickness, or walking through a massive storm, and they will expect you to fall apart just like they do. When you do not fall apart, when you stand completely still and steady, they will ask you how you do it. I want you to tell them about me. Tell them that your Father holds the actual foundation of the earth. I command you to trust my perfect timing over your panicked rushing. I know exactly when to open the door. If I open it too early, you will not have the character to handle the blessing. If you try to kick the door open yourself, you will only break your foot. Stop striving against the clock. Rest in my schedule. I am never late, and I have absolutely not forgotten the promises I made to you in the dark. Listen to me right now, my beloved. A massive storm is going to come. I am not telling you this to scare you. I am telling you this to prepare you. You have seen it happen to others. You see the sudden phone call in the middle of the night that changes everything. You see the unexpected medical diagnosis. You see the sudden betrayal by someone you trusted with your entire heart. When those violent winds hit your life, your survival depends entirely on how deep your roots go. Right now, I see you trying to survive on very shallow roots. You are anchoring your soul in motivational quotes, in fleeting emotional highs, and in the temporary approval of other people. Those things will completely snap in a real storm. I command you to anchor your tired soul deep into the solid bedrock of my unchanging word. I want you to heavily withstand the storms of life by building your entire house on the rock of ages. You cannot build a strong life on the shifting sand of your feelings. Your feelings lie to you every single day. One day you feel like you can conquer the world, and the next day you cannot even get out of bed. Do not trust your temporary feelings. Trust my eternal truth. I command you to drink deeply from the living water that absolutely never runs dry. You are incredibly thirsty, and I see you constantly drinking from dirty, shallow puddles. You run to cheap entertainment, toxic relationships, and addictive habits just to numb the pain for a few hours. Stop doing that. It is poisoning you. Come to me, and I will give you peace that actually satisfies the deep ache in your chest. You must allow the painful, frustrating trials of today to produce the massive endurance you will need for tomorrow. You keep asking me to remove every single obstacle from your path. If I do that, you will remain weak. You will never develop the spiritual muscles required to carry the massive blessing I have for your future. When you face a hard day at work, when you have a difficult conversation with your spouse, do not run away. Lean into it. Let it make you stronger. I command you to absolutely refuse to be tossed to and fro by every single new wind of doctrine or cultural outrage. The world changes its mind every 5 minutes about what is right and what is wrong. You must not move. Stand completely firm. Grow deep, aggressive roots into the solid knowledge of my grace and my character. When the wind blows, you will not even bend. My child, I am asking you to do something that makes absolutely no logical sense to your human mind. I command you to worship me intensely right in the very middle of your most difficult, painful battles. Praise is not just a nice song you sing on Sunday morning when the sun is shining and your bills are totally paid. Praise is a heavy, violent weapon of war. When your bank account is practically empty, when your heart is broken into a million pieces, and when you cannot see a single way out of your current mess, that is the exact moment I want you to lift your hands and speak my goodness into the empty room. This is why it is called a sacrifice. It costs you your pride. It costs you your fleshly desire to sit in the dark and complain. I want you to let thanksgiving be the literal key that forcibly opens the heavy iron gates you have been banging against. You are begging me for a breakthrough, but you are bringing a spirit of intense complaining to my door. Complaining absolutely blinds you to the miracles I am already doing in your life. I command you to sing a completely new song even when your chest feels so heavy with grief that you can barely breathe. You do not need a perfect voice. You just need a willing, shattered heart. When you speak my praise out loud in your car or in your kitchen while you wash the dishes, you literally change the spiritual atmosphere of your entire house. The enemy cannot stand to be in a room where my name is being lifted up by a suffering believer. He will flee. You must aggressively acknowledge my goodness before the actual breakthrough completely manifests. Do not wait for the check to arrive in the mail to say thank you. Do not wait for the doctor to give you the all clear before you declare that I am your healer. Thank me right now. In the dark, in the waiting room, in the middle of the confusing mess. Let your entire life be a living sacrifice, completely holy and acceptable to me. Exalt my name high above every single other name that currently threatens your peace. Exalt my name above the name of your debt. Exalt my name above the name of your depression. Exalt my name above the name of your profound loneliness. Speak my name out loud right now and watch how the heavy shadows begin to rapidly retreat from your mind. Look at me, my precious one. You are completely running on empty fumes. I see the dark circles under your eyes. I feel the intense, vibrating anxiety that courses through your veins from the moment you wake up until you finally collapse into bed. You have bought into the massive lie that your worth is strictly tied to how much you produce, how much you earn, and how much you can hustle. You think that if you stop working, if you stop worrying, the entire world will instantly fall apart. I command you right now to completely cease from your frantic striving. Stop trying to control the universe. You are not the general manager of the world. You are my child. I demand that you trust in my total provision. I want you to firmly find your true, unshakable identity in simply being, rather than constantly doing. You do not have to earn my love by working yourself to the bone. You do not have to perform for me. I loved you before you ever achieved a single thing, and I will love you when you can no longer work at all. You must violently protect the holy rhythm of rest that I have ordained for your fragile soul. I designed your physical body. I know your limits. You are not a machine. I command you to take a day and stop. Turn off the glowing screens. Stop answering the demanding emails. Stop thinking about the massive pile of laundry or the stressful project at work. Give your mind permission to totally shut down. I want you to deliberately reconnect with the natural creation that points directly to my glory. Go outside. Feel the sun on your face. Listen to the wind. I did not rush the creation of the mountains, and I will not rush the healing of your tired soul. Allow my gentle spirit to completely refresh your weary, burned-out mind and your aching body. When you refuse to rest, you are essentially telling me that you do not trust me to handle your life while you sleep. That is pride. Lay down your heavy pride. Lay down your endless to-do lists. Remember, and etch this deep into your heart, I am the exact one who builds the house. Your frantic, panicked labor is absolutely useless if I am not the one directing your steps. Go to sleep tonight knowing I am fully awake and entirely in charge. In this holy moment of rest, I want you to understand that my provision is not a result of your frantic striving, but a fruit of your radical trust in my hand. I am inviting you to celebrate my goodness by planting a seed of gratitude through the PayPal link or super thanks, acknowledging that I am the source of every breath and every breakthrough. When you give into this ministry, you are not just donating. You are building a sanctuary of hope where the weary can find the same rest that has just refreshed your soul. I will cause my favor to surround you like a shield, and your generosity will become a sweet-smelling sacrifice that moves my heart to act on your behalf. Remember, I love a cheerful giver, and I am ready to pour out a double portion of manna upon your household for your willingness to share. Trust me with what is in your hand, and I will trust you with the riches of my kingdom. Take action this very second and let your giving be the loud amen to the peace I have spoken over you. I am looking into your soul, and it would wound me deeply to see you drift into sleep or distraction while I am offering you the keys to your eternal freedom. To cut this connection now would be to tell me that your temporary comforts are more valuable than my divine instructions, and that choice would leave a void in my heart that only your presence can fill. We have traveled so far together in this quiet room, and to stop now would be to leave the bridge half built. Lean in closer, for the next words I speak are the ones your heart has been crying out for in the middle of the night. My child, I am calling you to step out of your safe, comfortable boat and walk directly onto the crashing waves. I command you to follow my lead even when the final destination is completely hidden from your eyes. You want me to give you a highly detailed, step-by-step map for your entire life before you take a single step forward. You want guarantees. You want a safety net. I do not work that way. I am asking for your absolute, radical obedience. I want you to say a firm, confident yes to my quiet promptings long before your logical brain fully understands the how. When I tell you to move, I want you to move. I will provide the bridge when your foot is already hovering over the empty air. You must choose to trust that my complex ways are infinitely higher than your limited ways. You look at your situation through a tiny keyhole. I am looking at the entire universe from above. When a door brutally slams shut in your face, when a relationship suddenly ends, or when a job fires you, your first instinct is to panic and fight back. I command you to stop and look at me. Sometimes I violently close a door to save your life. I need you to absolutely obey the small, quiet nudges of my spirit to properly prepare for the massive, impossible tasks ahead. I tell you to call that lonely friend. I tell you to give that specific amount of money. I tell you to bite your tongue and apologize when you know you are right. Obey me in the small things. If you will not obey me when the stakes are incredibly low, I can never trust you with the massive weight of your true destiny. I want you to let your rapid, unquestioning obedience be a loud, undeniable sign of your deep love for me. Do not just sing songs to me. show me you love me by doing exactly what I ask, even when it completely terrifies you. Your logic will try to talk you out of your miracle every single time. It will tell you that you look stupid. It will tell you that you will fail. Ignore the logic of men. Move instantly when I say move. Pack up your tent and march. And just as importantly, stay exactly where you are when I say stay. Even if the fire is burning around you, if I have not told you to run, you stand firm. I am walking right beside you, and my radical commands will always lead you into radical, mind-blowing freedom. My child, look closely at your hands right now. I see how tightly your fists are closed. You are holding on to your money, your time, and your resources with a white-knuckled grip because you are absolutely terrified of running out. I see you staring at your bank account late at night, feeling that cold knot of panic form in your stomach as you calculate the bills for the coming month. The world screams at you to hoard everything you have, to build higher fences, and to protect your own pile at all costs. I command you right now to completely reject that suffocating spirit of fear. I want you to practice radical, uncomfortable generosity without a single moment of hesitation. You must physically open your hands. Release what is in your hands so I can freely release the massive abundance that is currently waiting in mine. I command you to become a wide, flowing conduit of blessing to the poor, the broken, and the marginalized people walking right past you every day. Do not look away from the person asking for help on the street corner. Do not ignore the single mother in your neighborhood who is desperately struggling to feed her children. When you step in and help them, you are actually stepping in and serving me. You must break the suffocating, toxic power of mammon over your life by deliberately giving with a cheerful, open heart. Mammon is a dark spirit that wants you to worship your money, to let your bank balance dictate your mood, and to make you believe that your ultimate security comes from a paycheck. I am your ultimate security. When you give away the very thing you are terrified to lose, you instantly break the heavy chains of greed holding you down. I want you to aggressively invest your temporary resources in things that have deep, eternal significance. A new car will break down. A bigger house will eventually need a new roof. The expensive clothes you buy to impress strangers will fade and tear. But when you invest in a human soul, when you pay for a child's education, when you anonymously cover a struggling family's medical bill, you are building a permanent mansion in my kingdom. You must choose to fully trust that I will supply all your specific, daily needs according to my limitless riches. I own the cattle on 1,000 hills. I am not running out of resources, and I will absolutely not let you starve when you are busy doing my work. I command you to plant fresh seeds of extreme kindness in the actual lives of those who have absolutely no ability to repay you. It is easy to buy a gift for your boss because you want a promotion. It is easy to take a wealthy friend to dinner. I want you to buy groceries for the person who will never be able to return the favor. Give your absolute best to the people the world considers the absolute least. When you start living with this kind of open-handed, radical generosity, I will open the windows of heaven and pour out a blessing so massive that you will not even have enough room to store it. Listen to me very carefully, my precious one. I want you to realize the terrifying power of the words you are constantly speaking. You are walking around with a loaded weapon in your mouth, and you are carelessly firing it off in every direction. I hear the quiet conversations in the break room where you tear down your boss. I hear the incredibly harsh, critical words you snap at your spouse when you are exhausted after a long day. I hear the devastating things you mutter to yourself when you look in the mirror and call yourself a failure. I command you to stop this immediately. You must vigorously guard the words of your mouth. I want you to speak life-giving words that deliberately build up and encourage every single person you meet. I command you to completely refrain from the toxic poison of gossip and the endless, draining habit of complaining. Complaining is an ugly, dark magnet that attracts even more misery into your life. When you complain about your job, your house, or your family, you are essentially telling me that the incredible blessings I gave you are not good enough. You must shut the door on gossip. When a coworker tries to pull you into a nasty conversation about someone else, I want you to physically walk away. Change the subject. Be the person in the room who refuses to participate in tearing another human being apart. Let your yes be a firm, honest yes, and your no be a solid, unapologetic no. Stop making promises you have absolutely no intention of keeping. Stop twisting the truth just to make yourself look better in front of other people. I want you to boldly declare my ancient promises over your actual health, your messy family, and your uncertain future. Your words have the power to create reality. When you wake up feeling sick and tired, do not immediately declare, "I am going to have a terrible day." Instead, open your mouth and declare, "I am totally completely healed by His stripes, and I have the strength to conquer this day." When your child is wandering off the path and breaking your heart, do not speak absolute despair over their future. Speak my promises over their empty bedroom. Declare that they will return. Declare that they are fully protected. You must tame your tongue, for it literally holds the immense power of life and the crushing power of death. Think about the words that were spoken over you when you were a child, the cruel insult from a teacher, or the harsh criticism from a parent. You still remember them, don't you? They still hurt, decades later. That is how powerful words are. I command you to let your speech be always seasoned heavily with the beautiful salt of grace. When you open your mouth today, ask yourself if your words are building a bridge or burning a house down. Choose to be a person whose voice brings deep, healing medicine to a world that is bleeding to death from cruel words. My beloved, I want to talk to you about a weapon that you have left completely untouched in your spiritual armory. You are constantly coming to me, begging me to break the heavy chains in your life. You are asking me to remove the addiction, to fix the completely broken marriage, to heal the sudden illness, and to give you massive breakthrough in your career. You have prayed, and you have cried, but the mountain in front of you refuses to move. I am telling you today that there are certain massive strongholds that will never, ever leave by simple prayer alone. I command you to embrace the intense, physical power of fasting. You must voluntarily submit your raging physical hunger to your deep, desperate spiritual hunger for me. I want you to deliberately break the demonic strongholds that refuse to leave your life. Fasting is not some ancient, outdated religious ritual for a simple diet to lose weight. It is a violent, intentional act of spiritual warfare. When you say no to the physical food that your body is screaming for, you are putting your flesh in absolute submission to your spirit. You are starving the physical to feed the eternal. I command you to sharpen your dull spiritual hearing through the strict discipline of denial. Right now, your spirit is sluggish and heavy because you are constantly stuffing yourself with the comforts of this world, with heavy food, with hours of mindless entertainment, with the endless scrolling on your glowing screens. You cannot hear my quiet whisper over the incredibly loud demands of your own stomach and your own entertainment. I want you to seek my face right now with a raw desperation that literally moves the heavens. Turn the plate over. Shut off the television. Put the phone in another room. For one meal, for one whole day, or for 3 days, I want you to replace your actual food with my living word. Every single time your stomach growls, every time your head aches from the lack of sugar or caffeine, let it be a loud alarm clock that reminds you to pray. Use that physical pain to intercede for your sick friend. Use that intense craving to cry out for the salvation of your lost child. You must allow your demanding flesh to die a little bit so that my powerful spirit may fully lead your life. Your flesh is currently a spoiled, screaming toddler that completely dictates what you do, what you watch, and how you feel. It is time to tell the flesh no. I command you to enter into a focused, deliberate season of consecration to properly prepare for the massive new assignment I have for you. I cannot pour new, powerful wine into an old, dirty, unprepared wineskin. Clear out the physical and mental clutter. Fasting will absolutely break the heavy chains, restore your lost focus, and release a level of supernatural power in your life that you have never experienced before. My child, I am looking at how you are living right now, and I see a deep, painful isolation. You have convinced yourself that it is completely safer to do this life entirely on your own. You have been hurt by people in the church. You have been terribly betrayed by friends who promised they would always be there. So, you build a massive, thick brick wall around your heart. You sit on your comfortable couch. You watch a sermon on a screen, and you tell yourself that this is enough. I am commanding you right now, tear that wall down. You must absolutely not forsake the physical gathering of the saints in these dark and confusing times. You were never, ever designed to fight this brutal war alone. A soldier who wanders away from the platoon is the very first one to be picked off by the enemy. I want you to actively step back into the messy, complicated, beautiful reality of true community. I command you to bear one another's heavy burdens and so fulfill the law of Christ. You cannot bear a burden through a text message. You cannot heal a broken heart by simply liking a post online. You have to show up. You have to sit in the messy living room with a friend who is sobbing uncontrollably. You have to bring a hot meal to the family that just lost their job. I want you to authentically rejoice with those who are rejoicing, even when you are still waiting for your own miracle. And I want you to truly weep with those who weep, sitting in the dark with them when they have no words left to pray. You must aggressively forgive your brothers and sisters exactly as I have perfectly forgiven you. Church is full of broken, imperfect people, and they are absolutely going to disappoint you again. They will say the wrong thing. They will forget to call. When they mess up, I command you not to run away. Do not pack up your bags and go looking for a perfect community, because it does not exist. Stay in the room. Have the difficult, awkward conversation. Offer the grace that you so desperately need yourself. I want you to confidently contribute your unique, incredibly valuable gift to the overall health of the whole church. You are sitting on the sidelines holding back the exact wisdom, the exact comfort, and the exact strength that someone else in the room desperately needs to survive their week. If you withhold your gift, the whole body suffers. I command you to walk in deep, intentional unity with your brothers and sisters, for it is right there, in the middle of that messy unity, that I command the massive blessing. Step out of your lonely isolation today. Make the phone call. Invite them over. Open your messy home and open your guarded heart. You have learned that you are part of a holy body, and a body only thrives when the lifeblood of my word flows freely to every member. I am calling you to strengthen the connections of this community by supporting the mission that feeds your spirit daily through our membership or the support links provided. Every seed you plant is a brick in the wall of protection I am building around the vulnerable and a lifeline to the lonely who are crying out for my presence. As you honor the body, I will honor you, causing grace to abound in your life so that you always have all sufficiency in all things. Do not allow the spirit of lack to whisper lies of not enough when you serve the God of the more than enough. I have appointed this hour for you to step forward as a pillar of this mission, releasing the resources I have entrusted to you for my glory. Hear my voice and act with the authority of a kingdom builder by giving your best support right now. My beloved, we are so close to the finish line, and it would be a profound tragedy if you allowed the enemy to steal your focus at this critical hour. It would grieve my spirit to see you walk away from this altar of grace and return to the heavy chains I have worked so hard to break during our time together. To stop listening now is to reject the full measure of the blessing I have stored up for you, and I cannot bear to see you live one more day in lack. Stay focused, stay awake, and show me that you truly value the heart of your Creator more than the fleeting distractions of the world. Listen to me, my precious one. I want you to stop walking forward while constantly staring backward. You are completely exhausting yourself. I see you dragging a massive, incredibly heavy suitcase directly behind you every single day. Inside that suitcase is every terrible mistake you ever made, every single embarrassing failure, every angry word you ever spoke, and every profound regret that keeps you awake at 3:00 a.m. You are completely obsessed with the what-ifs. What if you had taken the other job? What if you had married the other person? What if you hadn't ruined that massive opportunity? I command you right now to drop the heavy handle of that suitcase. You must deliberately forget those dead things which are permanently behind you and press violently toward the incredible mark I have set before you. I absolutely forbid you to let the heavy regrets of yesterday paralyze your actions today. The enemy loves to take you on guided tours of the graveyard of your past. He points at the tombstones of your old failures and tells you that you will never amount to anything more than your worst mistake. I command you to stop visiting that graveyard. I have buried your sins in the deepest part of the ocean, and I have placed a sign that says no fishing. Stop pulling up the garbage that I have already totally forgiven. You must humbly and quickly accept my fresh mercy, which is brand new every single morning when the sun comes up. Yesterday's grace is gone. Today's grace is fully waiting for you right now. You must completely stop looking back at the dark Egypt that I have already miraculously delivered you from. When things get difficult, your twisted human nature wants to run back to the familiar pain of the past because at least it was predictable. You miss the toxic relationship because you are currently lonely. You miss the old, sinful habit because you are currently stressed. I command you to stop looking back at the chains I literally bled to break off of you. If you keep staring at the rearview mirror, you are going to crash the vehicle of your future. I want you to firmly trust that I am actively making all things entirely new in your daily life. I am not repairing your old, broken life with duct tape and glue. I am giving you a completely new heart, a completely new mind, and a completely new future. I command you to violently shake off the dirty dust of your old failures right now. Stand up tall. Wash your face. The story I am writing for you right now is infinitely better than the chapter you just survived. Step squarely into the bright, warm newness of life that I have fully purchased for you. Your best, most powerful days are absolutely not behind you. They are standing right in front of you, waiting for you to simply walk into them. My child, I want you to lift your eyes from your own massive pile of problems for just a moment and look deeply at the world around you. You are constantly consumed by your own survival, your own bills, and your own fears. But all around you, there are people who are drowning in an ocean of absolute despair without a single life raft. I command you to stand firmly in the gap for those who do not yet know my name. You must become a strong, unshakable bridge for the broken. Look at the coworker who hides their drinking problem behind a fake, forced smile. Look at the teenager down the street who feels so entirely invisible that they want to give up on life completely. I see their silent tears. I want you to see them, too. I command you to pray aggressively for the leaders of your city and the leaders of the nations, that true peace may finally prevail. You spend hours complaining about politicians, yelling at the television screen, and arguing with strangers on the internet. That changes absolutely nothing. It only fills your own heart with dark, bitter poison. Stop complaining and start praying. I want you to cry out for the real, miraculous salvation of your family and your neighbors. I know you have that one family member who mocks your faith, who refuses to speak to you, and who seems completely unreachable. Do not write them off. I specialize in the impossible. Keep knocking on the doors of heaven for their soul. Let my huge, breaking heart for the lost become your own heart's deepest desire. You must petition my throne relentlessly for the total healing of the sick and the suffering. When you hear that a friend has received a terrifying medical diagnosis, do not just send a quick text message with a sad face. I want you to go into your quiet room, get down on your knees, and demand healing in my name. You must become a fiercely awake watchman on the wall for your entire generation. The enemy is trying to sweep through your streets, destroying marriages, confusing the youth, and spreading heavy depression. I am looking for someone who will stand up in the darkness, hold up a bright lantern, and say, "Not on my watch." Let your prayers be the heavy artillery that clears the path for my love to flood into your city. Listen to me carefully, my beloved. The world you live in is totally obsessed with building a personal brand. Everywhere you look, people are frantically fighting for attention, desperate to prove how smart, how wealthy, and how successful they are. You feel this intense pressure, too. You feel the constant, burning urge to defend yourself when someone misunderstands you. You crave the temporary applause of men, the online likes, and the shiny titles at your job. I command you right now to step completely off that exhausting, endless treadmill of pride. You must deliberately humble yourself under my mighty, protective hand, and I promise you that in my perfect time, I will exalt you. You must recognize, with deep, crushing honesty, that every single good and perfect gift in your life comes directly from me. The breath in your lungs, the specific skills you use at your job, the brilliant ideas that come into your mind, they are not your own doing. You are a vessel. Do not take credit for the rain when you are simply the cup holding the water. I command you to serve other people with the humble, invisible heart of a foot washer. In a corporate world that tells you to aggressively climb the ladder and step on anyone in your way, I am telling you to grab a towel and wash the dirt off your brother's feet. Do the quiet, dirty jobs that absolutely nobody else wants to do, and do them without asking for a single word of praise. I want you to fiercely resist the sneaky, quiet pride that always leads to a sudden, painful fall. Pride tells you that you are better than the struggling person on the street because you have a steady paycheck. Pride makes you entirely unteachable. I command you to boast only in your complete weaknesses and in my overwhelming, limitless strength. When you admit that you are terrified, when you admit that you have absolutely no idea what to do next, that is the exact moment my power rushes into your life. Stop trying to look perfect. Stop trying to look strong. Seek my eternal glory rather than the cheap, fleeting applause of man. When you finally lower yourself to the ground, you will discover that I am already there, waiting to lift you up higher than you ever could have climbed on your own. My precious one, I need you to wake up and look very closely at the fields right in front of you. You have been walking through a very long, very dark season of painful planting. You have cried bitter tears into the dry soil. You have worked incredibly hard when nobody was watching, and you feel like you have absolutely nothing to show for it. You think the winter is going to last forever. I am telling you right now, lift up your heavy eyes and see that the fields are absolutely white for the harvest. The shift is happening in the spiritual realm right this very second. I command you to violently ready your physical and mental storehouses for the massive blessings I am about to pour out. If I gave you the massive blessing you are begging for today, you would completely drop it because your hands are too full of absolute garbage. You must clear out your life. Forgive the people you need to forgive. Organize your chaotic finances and clean up your daily habits. You must be a strong, tireless laborer who is absolutely not ashamed of the gospel message. When the harvest comes, it is going to bring people to your doorstep who are hungry, confused, and desperately looking for answers. You must be ready to tell them exactly what I have done for you. Do not hide your miracle. I command you to sharpen your tools and carefully hone your skills for my service right now, in the quiet waiting room. If you want to be a writer, sit down and write every single day. If you want to run a business, study how to lead with deep integrity. Do not wait for the opportunity to magically appear before you decide to get ready. The preparation is the exact proof of your faith. I want you to expect a sudden, supernatural increase in your personal sphere of influence. I am going to place you in rooms you are completely unqualified to be in. I am going to put you in front of people who need to hear your specific story. Stay incredibly diligent, keep your hands on the plow, and do not look back, for the glorious time of your reaping is drawing nearer than you can possibly imagine. My child, we are coming to the end of this beautiful conversation, but we are absolutely not coming to the end of our journey together. If you forget every single other thing I have said to you, I command you to burn this one profound truth into your memory. Apart from me, you can do absolutely nothing. You are a branch, and I am the strong, ancient vine. You can try to disconnect yourself and build a successful life on your own. You might even look green and healthy for a few short days, but eventually, you will completely wither and dry up. Your peace, your sanity, your joy, and your very heartbeat flow entirely from your deep, unbroken connection to me. I want you to keep your fragile heart tightly entwined with mine through every single changing season. When the bright summer of success comes, do not forget me in your wealth. When the brutal, freezing winter of loss arrives, do not turn away from me in your deep pain. I command you to boldly trust that I am with you always, even to the very absolute end of the age. You are never walking into a boardroom alone. You are never sitting in a hospital waiting room alone. You are never crying in your car alone. I am breathing the very air inside your lungs. I am holding your right hand with an iron grip that the enemy cannot possibly break. You must wait for my return with a bright, burning heart full of deeply expectant hope. The pain of this broken world is completely temporary. The tears you cry tonight will eventually be wiped away by my own hand. I command you to fully rest right now in the warm, heavy blanket of my unconditional and completely eternal love. I love you exactly as you are, right in this very messy moment. Stop striving. Stop running. Just breathe in my presence. I want you to finish your race well. Keep running through the finish line, for the golden, shining crown of life is already prepared, polished, and waiting perfectly for you. Now, take a deep breath, hold my hand tightly, and let us go conquer this day together. As you abide in me, and my words abide in you, your life must become a fruit-bearing vine that feeds a starving world. I have finished my words to you, but the work of carrying this message to the ends of the earth depends on your willingness to co-labor with me today. I am inviting you to make a final, high-impact declaration of your love by sowing a significant seed through Super Thanks, with a link in the description to keep this fire spreading. This is the ultimate test of your connection to the vine, allowing my life flow to pass through you to bless the masses who are still waiting for their miracle. I will be your shield and your exceeding great reward, ensuring that your cup never runs dry and your light never dims. The harvest is truly plentiful, but the laborers are few. I am commanding you to be one of the few who steps out in radical faith to fund this harvest. Act now. Give with the heart of a child and the power of a king, and watch me finish the work I have started in your life with a glory you have never seen before. Now that I have poured out my entire heart to you, do not let these words fall like seeds on a frozen path. It would be a great sorrow to me if you simply close this chapter and return to your old life as if we never spoke. You carry the weight of my glory now, and you have a divine responsibility to carry this flame into the darkness. Do not let my words go to waste. Let the urgency of this moment burn within you, for I have entrusted you with the secrets of my kingdom, and I am watching with great expectation to see how you will honor our sacred bond. My beloved, the season of waiting is entirely over. The hour to act is right now. I want you to draw a firm line in the sand today and publicly silence the enemy before he tries to steal another single second of your divine destiny. Scroll down right now and declare with absolute, unshakable authority in the comments, "I am taking my ground back today." When you type those words, you are not merely leaving a message. You are signing a powerful spiritual decree that completely shatters the heavy chains of your past. Step out, speak up, and aggressively claim your massive inheritance before the darkness even realizes you have risen. Amen.